Welcome, everybody, to Doctor on Call. I am your host, DocGriffon. And before we get started, I have to announce some sad news. We have to announce the death of our nurse gimmick. Unfortunately, our nurse was not able to make it today. So we're going to have to save that joke for the next show. But never fear, everything else is running smoothly. I do have in studio with me right now, our guest this evening is John McIntyre. You might know him under certain different names, but we've come to enjoy him as one of the co-creators of Gulf City Cartoons and Gulf City Studios. So if you would please put your digital hands and maybe even feet together for John McIntyre.
Oh, I hear those hands and feet, and it's poetic justice that a gimmick would die the day that I'm going to be on your show, because I'm a man who has killed a great number of gimmicks in my day.
Well,
so it's just another notch in the belt, my friend.
Well, and Gohan did tank your main channel, so
that may be so. But who had more watching, me or Gohan?
Ooh.
So just right off the bat, let's just get this out of the way. Whale beats Dragon. AP more popular than Teen Gohan. I know it's kind of a backhanded thing to say about the AP character, but still, we'll take what we can get right about now in Gulf City.
Well, and Gulf City is definitely thriving. One of the things that I wanted to start off with, and I know we'll get into Gulf City itself, but a lot of the questions that came in through my DMs wanted to talk a lot about your relationship with Justin, and before everything kicked off with Gulf City. So my first question would be, now George Carlin has always said that there are class clowns and there are the class comedians. Which one of those were you in school?
Oh shit. Definitely. It's really it doesn't sound very humble, but in this case, class comedian. It was a fucking career for me from being a little child. It's always been about making people laugh, and that was kind of my defense mechanism to get out of things or to get the approval I needed. You know, I didn't have like when I was a kid, I didn't have my dad around at all, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. Fucking Aiden Paladin Flake. We could ask her later or whatever. But no, I just that's always been my way. You know, and that making people laugh, and that translated, you know, later in life to job sites. You know, you become very charismatic that way. Easier time with the ladies. That's, you know, when we talk on the air as AP and Gasling, we talk about kids not learning certain fucking skills. I think that's kind of one that got left out. Like, I mean that. One of those skills was take what you're good at. Just because you're a little awkward and you're funny and, you know, when you're 13, it's not working out for you. Keep cultivating that creativity. You know, there's a whole world of people out there that are going to tell you to not to daydream. I mean, yeah, you got to learn how to focus, but we've taken a lot of the value out of daydreaming with all the medication and everything. Another thing, you know, when a lot of us who grew up in the 90s went through is being heavily medicated as a teenager. But
well, I started with that early in the 70s when only Ritalin was around. It wasn't as cool as Adderall.
Oh, yeah. We got Ritalin, Adderall right in that transitional phase in the 90s. It was fucking awesome. Narcotics. Excellent time for narcotics in the 90s. But, yeah, no, class comedian, because it got me in a whole fucking shitload of trouble. But there was never any malice to any of it. It was just trying to get some laughs.
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, when you're the class comedian, you certainly want to feed the vibes off of making people laugh. And now, well, I know several ladies magazines always do the thing where, you know, what do you pride most when you're looking for a man? And most of the time at the top of the list is sense of humor. But sense of humor can also help you get friends. Now, was this the case when you met up with Justin?
I know that I met Justin before my first memory of hanging out with Justin. So
gotcha.
I couldn't tell you, but I can tell you the first time, yeah, we were power bombing our mutual friend into a fucking pool and sucking on bitches' toes and shit like that, making them giggle. You know, having a fucking good time, just cracking open beer, just right out of just good fucking Texas times. So yeah, that I would say so. But also, we were just kind of into the same shit. We're just kind of into the same music, and we've been running around Houston. And when you grow up kind of in a suburban area of Houston, you have the choice to be one of those kids that goes downtown to hang out, or one of those kids that just kind of stays in the suburbs and then goes off to live other fucking places. And when you meet another dude that goes downtown to hang out, you know, that's special at that age. A lot of people are kind of below your level socially and how you're dealing with things. If you're one of those kids that went down to the fucking city and engaged in the city ways in the suburbs, like it'll make you think a lot of people around you are lame.
So you found your unicorn.
I wouldn't call him my fucking unicorn, but I don't know if I'd go that far, buddy. But yeah, no, we hit it off pretty quick, man. We were both, I guess, creative in our own ways. Like we were both interested in making videos and doing shit on video and being in production. And early conversations would be like talking about movies from an angle that, you know, people, oh yeah, that's fucking funny, that's not funny, and be like, you know, there'd be the two of us over here like, this fucking lighting, this writing is bullshit. You know, like just kind of a different vibe than a lot of the people around us. But we did have a large group of friends around us. Like we kind of lived in this weird culture bubble culture that was around this group, and that's a lot of that you see come out in Gulf City. That's why it's so unique, is it's very derivative of that culture that we built in that time.
Well, and not to jump into the Gulf City topic, but that's one of the things that I find is that the writing sounds like the writing between friends, the type of dialogue that would happen between friends.
Yeah, that's people ask all the time, you know, where you guys get that chemistry from? Or you can just rapid fire for, you know, an hour, 2 hours and just improv like that. And I'm like, you got to hang out with somebody for 20 fucking years.
Now, you guys went through school together.
Well, no, we did. We went to different schools, same district,
oh, okay.
different schools. So, but kind of a transient group of friends that hung out between the fucking schools and shit.
So essentially, when you when you guys had downtime, you'd hit the city and shoot the shit with each other.
No, we'd hit the bong at our friends' houses.
Okay.
But what I mean is, like, Justin was just more urban than the suburban kids surrounding him, if that makes sense.
It does.
Like more rock club than the kid, you know, more art school and rock club than the suburban kids wearing sweaters. And I was kind of the same way. That whole group was kind of that way.
So did you guys find yourself gravitating towards basically the well, I'll say similar vocation once you guys got out of school?
No, not at all. I don't think that motherfucker's worked a job with a W-2 since he was 19 or 20 years old. He's been an entrepreneur since day one.
So I was going to say, you flipped off the graduation cap. What were your plans from there?
For me, I was going to go to work. I went to Colorado and went to school. That didn't quite work out. I did a lot. I bounced around doing a lot of shit that just didn't work in the long run, and just ended up going to work in the corporate world. I worked in corporate travel for a while, and then I moved into from there after that 12 years doing that bullshit, and from there bouncing between there. And I had a buddy who owned an e-commerce company, and that's when I learned a lot about how to. I always was interested in web development, but I didn't go to school for web development. I could do shit, you know, I could write HTML, I could write script, all that good shit. But I never went to school for it. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just be a business student. I'm just gonna shoot that shit down the middle. I want to have a house. I don't want to risk that shit. So, but I did have a friend who owned an e-commerce business, so I was able to, after the corporate travel experience, move into that field, and he gave me some shots in marketing and web development, things like that for his businesses, and that kind of got me started there.
So at this time, were you still staying in touch with Justin?
Yeah. This was I was still working with Justin. We would do he was running, he's talked about a number of times, he's running a production company at that point. And when there was production work and I had the hours to do it, I would jump in. Part of when I got into corporate media and web development, they leaned on me very heavily for camera work, premiere work, editing, nonlinear editing, things like that. That for corporate needs, like corporate training videos, voice recording, for anything they would normally pay a motherfucker to do that they just had me on staff and could do. They just had me do that bullshit.
So were you running stationary cams or were you running like ring cams?
Well, I've done both, and that's where Justin would kind of pull me in. It didn't happen. I didn't really get into production as a full-time job until after my divorce, which is an interesting story. I when me and my wife split up, I had pneumonia, and I went straight to a fucking hotel. Just divorced husband shit, dude. Where else are you gonna fucking go? Your mom's house? I'm a fucking man. Let a bitch go to her mom's house, right? Am I fucking right, guys? So I went to a fucking hotel, and I guess I hadn't talked to Justin probably. Man, that was one of those times you just kind of fell apart from people. I hadn't talked to him like 6 months, dude. He showed up, and he called the dude he was contracting through and got me on the fucking production crew. And that's when I really started doing the traveling production we talk about on the show a lot. Like when the cool shit, like where you'll see a celebrity or get to work with, like, you know, Motley Crue or Slayer or one of those cool bands, you know, those traveling production crews. That's when we got into that. But before that, Justin has always wanted to have a production company and make movies and make cartoons and make films. And when you're in your mid-20s and you realize you ain't Kevin Smith, no one's going to hand you fucking $20,000 to make a film. You have to fucking pay your own rent and all that. It's just not going to happen. What he did was went into production. And after working for those other production companies, starting his own. So when he had a production gig, wrestling gigs, indie wrestling, things like that, you know, he needed people to come in and run the cameras. So, of course, you know, holla at your fucking boys. And I had the skills to do that because what I was also doing at the time, it just worked out. It worked out real good that way.
Yeah, and here's one thing that a lot of
extra money in my pocket, you know.
And one thing a lot of people don't know is that, you know, the wrestlers may be putting on a show, but the hardest working people are the production people, because if they're not on ball, then the wrestlers just don't look good.
Oh yeah, and workers do not bump for cameras. They bump for that crowd. So you're always you really are having to try to make them look good for where the cameras are placed.
And just completely off topic, but I want to know your opinion on this. How do you feel about the WWE using that rack and pull every time somebody throws a punch?
I haven't watched wrestling or in such a fucking long time. Well, I'm gonna give you the same answer I give Tonka. I don't. Like my experience in wrestling was professional, and it was like from the production standpoint, and it was, I guess, 5 or 6 years ago, fucking now, man. So, you know, very limited. Like, that would be Justin questions when you're like, so what do you think about wrestling? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't like see fucking make them punch each other in the fucking face for real and quit being pussies. Am I right? Fuck yeah.
Yep, I filmed it. Give me the paycheck.
Well, you have to know the. Now I know the mechanics of wrestling. I know the technicalities of professional wrestling. I know how to watch where the guys are going to go so I don't get fucking hit when they go out of the ring. I know how to watch out for if I see something happening in front of me, and I see where this guy's looking and where he's communicating with his eyes. I know there's a motherfucker coming up behind me with a chair, and I need to step to the left. You know, I know how to look in that viewfinder and move around with all this fucking chaos, like a 5-on-5 match, or even managers or tag partners in the outside, man. It's a cramped area, especially with these indie matches. So you will learn. It is Vietnam of learning camera work. It is professional wrestling, boxing, sporting events, small sporting events. If you're going to make a professional living at it, and you want to learn how to do it right, and you want to learn how to do it fast, just, you know, like dropping Charlie Sheen in Platoon, just dropping his ass in the fucking nom and hoping he survives. Yeah, that would be filming wrestling, because if you fuck up, your camera is destroyed and you're going to the hospital. You're gonna have a 300-pound man land boost first right on top of your fucking face, and there's no one's gonna come and fucking help you unless it's part of the show. That's the thing.
Oh yeah,
they ain't stopping a show for your little bitch ass, dude. Not what, 25 an hour? Fuck you.
Yeah, I worked in action cam once. And I got close up, maybe about 2 feet away from where they were working. And the guy did not like me at all. So he took the opportunity to kick me in the balls while I was shooting.
Yeah, it's the fans can be at a wrestling show can be unruly because they like to be a crowd. You know what I mean? And the workers, yeah, the workers don't just don't get in their way. I'd have to tell you, man. Like, what did you do?
He cranked back and did like a mule kick because I was out of the way, but he was just a dick. So he got very little camera time.
I'm afraid my boss would not have accepted that excuse that the worker was just a dick, and he'd have been like, well, you saw him go up on 2 fucking hands. What'd you think he was gonna do? And now you owe me 500.
He was on his side on the floor, and he mule kicked back at me because I was back out of the way, just shooting action, like I was always doing. But
it fucking comes with the territory. I hope your balls are okay, Doc. I can't give you pity because nobody gave me pity. That's part of that game. Like, there is no pity in production.
Oh no, because
you broke your fucking knee. Fuck yeah,
yeah.
Get the shot.
We went backstage, and he was like, "How's your balls?" And I'm like, "Well, they're going to be better than your ego and your camera time later on."
Yeah, that is something studio can do to fuck some workers over when it comes to TV time. That can be done.
Yeah,
but I don't think that card was ever pulled on our crew, to my knowledge.
I never held a grudge because that's not professional. But let's speak about getting professional. I really want to know that time when you guys got together, you and Justin sat down, probably blazed one, and said, listen, there's this cartoon idea. Walk me through that. When did that start? Where was that idea? Was it something that was just organically grown? Did it just ping in your head one day? How did you guys get to the point where you said, well, yeah, I think the direction we want to go is not films, but we want to go into doing cartoons?
Oh, that's kind of that's a difficult question. The broad, we'll answer that like a pyramid. The broad answer is Justin's notebook. Justin had a notebook that he drew all this shit in, and I didn't know about it. And years of shit that I didn't know about until like a couple of years ago. And
he had mentioned that in his interview too, the magic notebook.
Yeah, so I mean, and just hundreds of characters, and all reflections of if you walk through this city and met people, these are just perfect reflections. These people, but they're animals, they're giant fucking monsters. There's a pillhead kid. If you go to our Facebook page, which was up, I guess a couple of years ago now, he just made a Facebook page and started putting his sketches on there to see if there was any traction for it, and didn't really do anything because we didn't market it. It was just some dude's sketches, dude's comic book, right, on Facebook. And then we worked together in the studio. 2016 and 2017 is when he had a storefront for the production business, and we had a lot of other endeavors going on in that, which is any way we could make money. Whatever was a viable business, we'd open that bitch up, see if we can make some money. And in my spare time, that's when K&N started. And at that point, we tried getting into YouTube to do other shit a couple of times, different kinds of entertainment products, and it just never took. We're just one of the many millions of people who try to put shit out on YouTube, and it just never takes. And that kind of took. So we started putting more time into that. And then we brought, we had Adobe Character Animator became a thing. And that's the second part to the question. When we were then able to use all of those Adobe Photoshop skills and Premiere skills and After Effects skills that we had for, Justin doing production studio stuff where he, commercials and films and weddings and all the stuff that he's talked about doing. We could take all of that Adobe guru knowledge that we both had, him primarily, and put that into an animation engine. It became a very powerful tool very quick. And then that's when you started seeing AP and Ghastly in K&N animated. And that took the fuck off because nobody else was doing that shit. And that's when we were like,
I remember quite a bit of feedback coming from the audience going, what is this? How does this work? How are they doing this?
It was very unique. And it was just coming from a place of entertainment. It didn't everything at that time. It was right after the election. everything had a fucking agenda, and it was we had an agenda, of course, but it was fake news. We wrote it in the title, fake fucking news. So it was just something to make people laugh. They liked that, the animation, it all worked out. And then we have now this sketchbook full of cartoons that a lot of them have been transcribed to digital, just him in his spare time, put them into Photoshop, see if he could draw them up, fucking, you know, whatever the fuck he does, take it from the paper and put it onto the canvas or the digital canvas. And we put 2 and 2 together, or he did, and he, you know, approached collectively us at the time with the idea of trying to do something with Gulf City as a product. And it was right about that time that K&N got like 2 strikes in a day, and then I got an email about a third one that I'd gotten a 3rd strike, but it hadn't hit the channel yet. I don't know if I hadn't logged out or refreshed or whatever. So we took everything off that shit and shut the channel down before it could, just because it was one of those solo accounts. And AP then became the only outside character to be integrated into Gulf City, which is why the big changes from what and who AP was to who he is now as a character, and where it will be in a month from now.
So essentially, you guys ended up within 24 hours getting a triple strike on your main channel.
Oh yeah, we pissed off somebody.
Oh man.
Yeah, then they just, and we had, you want to get, I mean, it wasn't, at that point, we were working. We had the studio. I mean, we had day jobs. So it was like, this was for fucking fun. You know what I mean? So, but we had given them so much material that could be that you could strike down for nothing. I mean, just any one of those episodes violated at least 10 terms of service guidelines, man. That's why people are like, oh, bring back K&N. I'm like, I can't. It'll get the channel struck. You can't hand people ammunition like that.
Well, I
sneak it in there.
Well, I think probably we're going to talk about how you're going to be able to sneak that by a little bit later. But so as far as now, K&N was when I jumped on, was when I took notice of you guys.
It was a very it was right at the end of that time that shit could blow up on YouTube. Like it just doesn't happen now. You got to go viral to blow up on YouTube now. Like back then the algorithm was different. The way videos were recommended, there was no limited state. It was like Pat Garrett and that whore talking about the Old West back in Young Guns 2, man. Just like no barbed wire, you know.
Well, and also the Vince McMahon that is YouTube is now pushing whatever they want to push, and they're not looking at any type of metrics of how well a channel's doing. They certainly don't care. They're more focused on I hate to be political, but content agenda pushing.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to figure out how to work within that system. That's the thing. There's something that, you know how there's some movie quotes and things you read that just stick with you and you take them to heart? There's one that both me and Justin both took to heart because we both say it all the time. And we weren't watching it together. We both watched this shit as a kid and as adults being like, yeah, I remember that fucking line too. There was a line in 13th Warrior when that Arab motherfucker gets off the boat and the Viking throws him a sword and he catches, he's like, I can't fucking carry this. And the Viking goes, get stronger. So it would be hypocritical of me to go out there and do nothing but criticize other people all day, every day, if I can't be strong enough to overcome the obstacles in my path. And YouTube's algorithm and YouTube's terms of service are just another obstacle in our path. If we have to make the video, or if we have to make the jokes a little more inside, that's fine. A lot of our humor is the way it is, and the reason people want to, a lot of the mystique about what we do is because all of our humor are inside jokes. We all know what the fuck Grape Force is. But somebody on the outside, they don't know what the fuck Grape Force is, but they want to know. So if we have to go a little more inside with the jokes, I'll go a little more inside with the jokes. If I have to pretend to be an SJW while all you motherfuckers know the real deal and just do satire because that's the only goddamn way they'll let me on the air, by God, that's what I'll fucking do.
Well, and one thing I will say definitely about your audience, myself included as well. I mean, I have the benefit of starting from the K&N day, so I'm pretty much getting everything, including the Kumite appearances and late night blunt streams, fun stuff like that. But
that is definitely an interesting side arc, the blood sports and Kumite.
Well, experience. but all of your stuff is accessible. It's not like there's somebody out who knows the lore, who's holding it to their chest and saying, no, you can't have this. If a fan doesn't understand what's going on, they will certainly open up and say, well, it's because of this, this, and this, or just go watch this episode.
Fuck yeah, all human lives must be entangled, my friend. All human lives must be entangled. While everybody else wants to click up and have their little fucking groups where they jerk each other off in their little hug box and tell each other how fucking smart they are and how bad the other guy is. Fuck that. Come down to Gulf City, party with us. All human lives must be entangled. I don't give a fuck. Liz Reptile want to be cool? Come on down, chill, Liz. We'll get you a fucking reptile cage and a heated rock. You can sit on that bitch. I don't give a fuck. As long as you came to hail the whale, I don't give a fuck who you are. Welcome. Welcome to Gulf City. And that being so fundamental to what we do, and the fact that everyone helps us build this fucking city, we can name buildings after people that contribute to us. Who else can fucking do that?
Well, and that's what I was getting to. You have a very unique fandom, because if somebody doesn't know what's going on, then there's always somebody there, not to snicker at them, but say, hey, okay, here, check this out, check that out. Here, you can learn about this there. I don't want to spoil the joke, so just go watch it.
Fuck yeah. If Adolf Hitler's in my fucking chat tonight, I want everybody to send his ass to fucking GulfCityStudios.com. Go check that shit out tomorrow. I don't give a fuck who you are. You must be entangled.
Well, and this is a good thing to point out. At this point, I know most of the people who are here and watching and digging on you already know this information, but if you don't, please make sure, go into the description of this broadcast, and I have like 2 links. All the other ones belong to Gulf City. So whatever you're looking for to groove on, every channel that's still up and available, including the new one, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Also, there's Streamlabs, Patreon, the Discord, and also where you can pick up that sweet golf gear. All of that is right there. So please make sure jump on. I know there's a ton of people that provide a lot of support to Gulf City, not only by the clicks, but also by the coin. And I know that John and Justin certainly appreciate everything that you guys do for them.
Oh, dude.
And I think it shows in their content.
I got married, not to a woman that I ended up loving, so maybe it's not everything it's built up to be, but I still had words for that. I have no words for the people who have helped us do this as a job, as a day job for the last few months, man, and who have made this, just allowed 2 guys to live trying to make cartoons, and who wanted to watch this success story because, like you said, because so many people have been with us and we're accessible as fuck. I'll fucking talk to you. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's the difference between me and fucking Trey Parker. I'll go have a fucking beer with you. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk to you. Hit me up in the DMs. Want to talk about pussy? We'll talk about pussy. But everyone's watched us come from nothing at this point, and to where we are now, 12 episodes in, where things have gotten so much better, to where we are now, what we're about to talk about, where we were forced to unleash our hidden power, DocGriffon. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be cutting promos.
Well, now, the one thing I want to say is,
my point is, it would be irresponsible of us to ever stop. We can't stop. We won't stop. It would be irresponsible for us to stop. That's like turning the fucking grid off in Ghostbusters. You don't do it. Only a fucking dickless prick like Gregory Peck would make us stop.
Well, I actually got that. I'm so old. I got that reference. I want to bring something up. Now, I know this is going to be a touchy subject. Last Saturday, your channel gets struck.
Mm-hmm.
You get taken down. You go up on a backup channel.
Right.
For the people who don't know, can you give them a little brief synopsis of what happened?
Oh, there's no,
not the channel going down, but what happened that Saturday.
What happened that Saturday? Ghastly decided he was going to go on the gaming channel, play a little Fallout Shelter, because you can just click that shit and not pay attention to it, and just tell everybody what happened. And for people that are following Gulf City, it is a pain in the ass, because we went through so much trouble to reorganize the channels we had to make sure everyone was subscribed to the streaming channel, because other than Fright Supremacy, it's just fucking AP was the biggest channel. It's a long fucking story, but we went through this whole thing 2 months.
And you already had 7 channels taken down previous to that.
Yeah, right. So he's not in a great place. By the time that stream fired up, we had $1,000 in donations from people. We didn't ask for that. $1,000 just because motherfuckers knew, like, oh, that's their monetized channel. They're gonna need fucking help, and we want you to feel better, and we want to show our support, and we're primarily Republican, so we have jobs.
and it kept going. It did not stop.
It didn't stop there. Just like we can't stop because you didn't stop. It didn't fucking stop there. I jumped on there and I was in a bad fucking mood. I would say, I ain't even gonna lie, dude. I was in no position to be on the mic. I may or may not have been drinking. Probably. Yes, I was drinking.
Allegedly.
Donations kept rolling in. Support kept rolling in. People that have never been to the gaming channel were on the gaming channel being like, fuck, dude, I don't have fucking nothing to give you. And we're like, we aren't fucking asking for all this. Point is, by the end of the night, we're making prank calls to the Mormons. Pakistan failure accomplished. We're bringing people together that we thought were apart. All the four of us are just drunk, laughing, having a fucking great time. Whale Gang kicked into the hat $3,800 fucking dollars.
That's
in
amazing.
3 fucking hours, guys. Not to mention all the Great Force and golf-gear.com merchandise that was sold that night. Unbelievable. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. The closest was helping Beardy get back on his feet and watching how everybody came together to help Beardy out.
Honestly, I was going to parallel it to that.
Yeah, but we were out there shilling for that. We didn't ask for this fucking money. We normally every other night we go out there and we're like, give us money, please. Like, I'll yell at people, please. But that night we were just like, hey guys, we're just letting you know, we don't know when we're going to be streaming next. Everything was up in the air. That channel is a big chunk of Gulf City, while the other streaming channels are still suffering from the other strikes. We could always make a new channel and start from nothing. But if we had 5,000 on Gulf City streaming, that's going to translate to in a week maybe 1,200 on that other channel. We've been down this road before, and people that logically should be able to find us, thanks to YouTube's algorithm and how the search and all that works, can't find this new channel because there's 5 other channels called Gulf City Stream. It becomes a confusing fucking mess. So we found a better solution, DocGriffon.
Well, and we'll get to that in just a second, but right. I would like to say that tonight's show is sponsored by New Amsterdam Alcohol. That's right, New Amsterdam Alcohol. When you only have $12 and you need a buzz, New Amsterdam Alcohol is your choice. Tonight's drink is a mixture of cream soda, pineapple vodka, and lemon juice, which I like to call the sour Samoan. So I've got my glass up in the air. I would like a lot of all hail blue whales in the chat.
All hail blue whale. Krill be unto his name. Krill be unto this stream. And krill be unto you, DocGriffon, for this most excellent interview.
And please raise your glass and toast to the
be
success
aquatic to each other.
Be excellent.
Be aquatic to each other.
Oh,
we will teach you the ways of the whale. There is more coming.
Well, I actually died on a stream, and I had asked Justin about that, whether or not I was actually entangled because I came back.
Yeah, that means no. That means no. Sorry, that's how it works.
Fuck.
Yeah, no exceptions.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, get those drinks in the air and throw them down. All hail blue whale and somewhat to New Amsterdam vodka. Right power to all y'all. Now, I'm still not laying off of this night because to me, just being in the chat, it was monumental because it was one of those things where, there's some poor guy taking a beat down from some big bully, and the crowd around, instead of just watching it or pulling out their phones and filming it, they just roll up their sleeves and like, fuck that. And they waded into it.
It was
they
very
were like
humbling.
Somebody needed help and they were doing it. And that is rare on YouTube.
Yeah, it's I don't even have a high enough self-esteem to think that we deserve that. But it happened anyway. And because of that, we are able to continue this month and next month and on into the future. We now have a little bit of a padding and foundation. Because of that, we didn't just I don't even know where the mindset and where everything would be right now if it wasn't for that evening. Not saying we would have quit, but we wouldn't have had the positive attitude we had to make the changes that we've made in the last couple of days that we're going to be talking about in a little while.
Well, and when you went off air, what was your first thought? What was the first thing that ran through your mind?
The same thing that runs through your mind whenever a car dodges you on the fucking highway. Holy shit! That was a fucking day, wasn't it? How the fuck did that happen? Am I fucking dreaming? Is this happening right now? Did people just hand us $4,000 fucking dollars because we needed it? Two guys like us, no one ever hands us what we need. We've had to fight for everything we have. Life has not been kind to either one of us.
Well, I'm going to be a psychoanalyst dick at this point and say, if you weren't worth it, that night would not have happened. So you must be able to take away from, well, I know you take it away from every broadcast, but from that night, people are into you. They want to see you succeed. People you've never seen before, strangers, as far as it goes, internet friends. And
I have internet friends, man. I've got friends on the fucking internet. I'm not like those people. Oh, there's no friends on the internet. There's people that would piss me off if they betrayed me. It's friend enough. It's a lot of people I call that I smile at every day in real life. That if they fucking betrayed me, I'd be like, I knew that cocksucker was gonna fucking do that. And they call me friend all day long. So,
well, you know, there are a lot of holes out in the desert.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of problems buried in those holes.
So
taking it back to K&N now, man. Once again.
Sorry, I got myself started.
I'm smoking weed and a cigarette right now. And I'm not talking like that. And I voice act.
Are you gonna do a cigarette now, or
I'm smoking one right as we're talking?
All right, cool. I do want to say at the top of the hour, we are going to open it up to Q&A. So everybody, if you've got a question for John, make sure that you have it cranked up and ready to ask. Now, there's a lot of changes that are coming up, and we're going to go over those in just a minute. But I do want to make sure you guys have heard me do the spiel anyway, but I don't care. In the description, you're going to see all the links. You've got the link to John's Twitter. There's also the link to Golf City Cartoons, Golf City Live, Fright Supremacy, Golf City Gaming, Golf City Streaming, AP's Archive, Free Press of Golf City, and, of course, the links to all their support me's, and, of course, to the golfgear.com.
We're building a fucking world. Look at all those fucking links, man. We've got a sound that is Golf City that we're cultivating. It's a look, a feel, every fucking thing. It's growing, it's thriving, and you motherfuckers are a part of it. Thank you.
And as you, I read that list off purposefully because there's one that maybe some people in the chat don't know about, and that's one called Golf City Live.
Indeed.
Can you get us up to speed?
Oh, I will be more than happy to get you up to speed. Now, after YouTube came down with its mighty bitch slap and slapped the Golf City streaming channel out from under us, our third one that's out in 3 months, so we have to do something. Now, we were doing everything our job right this time. We are confident this will not happen again. We took a risk, and it was a calculated risk, and we calculated poorly with that risk. But Golf City Live is what happens when you force us to unleash our hidden power. We, if you remember the Free Press of Kekistan channel, you guys know Free Press in the chat. What's up, Free Press? Became Free Press of Golf City about 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Roughly, I think 61K subscribers on that channel. We decided to make that the Golf City streaming channel. Streaming, now a lot of people like want to call it Golf City streaming like the other ones. I'm like, well, streaming is the name of what we're doing. So it'd be like taxi driving service. So Golf City Live rolls off the fucking tongue, sounds fucking good. And we're gonna have we have different shows that are gonna be on there. We're gonna cultivate them from the ground up. Got some great shit from both T-Tac and Dual Wield that you're gonna see tomorrow night right after the first Fright Power Hour we do on there. It's time to come out from underground, man. It's time to crawl out of the sewer. If you recall back when the crowd thing happened and everyone's running around doxing one another and all this shit, what did we do? We put our names on the fucking credits and we put our fucking faces on the cartoon because we're like, you know what? First of all, we can't fucking sell it if our names aren't on it. We can't ever get it on TV, which everybody wants us to. We want to do, and everybody wants us to do. And second of all, I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna get caught in a fucking gotcha moment on some stream because some fucking kid looks up my Facebook. Fuck you. You have my fucking name. And now we're gonna have to move to the next level of legitimacy, where we have an audience that big. And we'll just have to grow strong enough to serve an audience that big and to entangle an audience that big. And I think we're good enough to do it. We've been told by everybody in the game we're good enough to do it and go against an audience that large. And I'm going to throw my nuts on the table. We have a great crew that's going to be in there. If you got, again, to make another Young Guns reference, man, you got a couple good pals. You got a fucking tribe, especially in a chat. Like, it ain't going to be no fucking chat war. You got a couple good pals, you got a fucking tribe, and there's nothing stronger than that. Any of you motherfuckers ain't there for Fright Power Hour tomorrow, you break our sacred hoop. Chavez. Navajo. Don't be a Navajo, Chavez. Mexican Indian.
The only thing I remember from that movie is, you dumbass, they can't see us. We're in the spirit world.
Yeah, if we keep going on, man, Tonka's going to come kick the fuck out of both of us. So we shouldn't just be out here making fun of Indians. We know one, and he can fight. So,
hey, my grandmother was full blood Blackfoot and Shoshone, so you know he wants to step up.
No, black ass. Why didn't you just moon us earlier? Fuck yeah.
But now, so what details can you give us about Gulf City Live?
I can give you all kinds of details about Gulf City Live, but first thing you need to do is go subscribe and hit that link down there. Hit open a new tab and go make sure you're fucking subscribed and be there tomorrow for the Fright Power Hour, as always on Wednesday at 7:30 Central. But right after that, you can join us for the smooth sounds. You'll be with T-Tac and Duel in their capable hands for the smooth sounds of Whale Gang Radio. And I suggest you motherfuckers are there for that because I've heard some exclusive behind the scene footage, and these guys are so fucking talented. This shit is going to be like, it's going to be like listening to an FM radio station. I mean, and as you know, T-Tac and Duel, these are funny guys. They're musically talented. They're the perfect guys to head up that kind of thing. And they're going to kick fucking ass. We've been working on it with them behind the scenes for, well, Ghastly mostly for a long time. I just kind of got into it in the last couple of days, but from what I've seen, I'm more excited about that than the Fright Power Hour revival tomorrow night at 7:30. And we're going to put on a show for you tomorrow night. It's going to kick ass. Me and Gas are going to come out and do what the fuck we do. But right after that, I suggest you stick around for fucking T-Tac and Dual Wield on that Whale Gang Radio, son.
Well, it's like my grandfather always said, it doesn't make a difference how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up.
Rocky said that, motherfucker. That was not your grandfather that told you that. And if he did, he saw it watching Rocky. My
grandfather was 93 years old when he died. So I'm pretty sure when he told me before Rocky came out, he's not the originator of it, but I'm sure he got his dick knocked in the dirt more times than I have.
Yeah, I'm calling you out for gimmick infringement. I'm calling your grandfather out for gimmick infringement too. God rest his soul.
Yeah, you got to dig him up first.
May the whale sprinkle krill and blessings on his. I hope he was entangled. No, but I'll tell you this, man.
I think Jesus took him because Jesus is gathering a posse, from what I heard.
What if I told you that Jesus is the one that told me to fucking come out here and tell you were full of shit?
Wow.
We're just gonna get in with the bands. But I'll tell you this, DocGriffon, and here's something that I live by, and I think I heard from Kevin Smith, and it's another one of these things that stuck with me. And people do ask us, and again, I still don't have the self-esteem to not be kind of mesmerized when people ask me for advice, but they do. You know, what if I wanted to do kind of like what you do or start something like what's the key element to it? And I'm like, you got to be your own biggest fan. I don't care how many motherfuckers out there don't hail the whale. You will. I know this is dope shit. Period. I am my own biggest fucking fan. I am Gulf City's biggest fucking fan. Justin is Gulf City's biggest fucking fan. Everyone out there that thinks you're Gulf City's biggest fucking fan, I'll bite you. I'm Gulf City's biggest fucking fan. You got to be your own biggest fan. And when you're your own biggest fan, you'll be surprised what you can fucking accomplish. And you'll be surprised who's willing to look at what the fuck you got because you have that confidence to tell them that. I mean, this is my mixtape. Fuck that shit. That guy never made it. You got to be willing to go out there and slap every motherfucker that says you can. And I'm willing to do that.
Well,
Otherwise, I'd still be working in an office.
And everybody that I have spoken with, no exceptions, there are three things that all of them have in common. They're committed to what they do, they're passionate about what they do, and they're willing to put in the work to see that it gets done.
Yeah, and dude, we've got a great team around us right now. A lot of these guys aren't even getting paid. They're just putting in time just to be part of it. And that's fucking awesome. It blows my mind.
You want to throw some shout outs?
Yeah, T-Tag, Dual Wield, Unknown Archive, Free Press, most definitely. Miles Beats out there. I cannot remember the guy who did the music for the last fucking episode, but you'll be hearing more shit from him, I'm sure, in the future. Stay tuned for that. Just I couldn't tell you enough, man. If I had to give fucking Tonka and Failure for when we met those two guys, man, that was a huge help. They were all their foot in the door with a lot of people with YouTube, like just walking to a party, like they weren't bad guys to show you around. Even though we walked in the party ourselves, don't get me wrong, but we met some kindred spirits. Tonka having come also from the Indies or whatever.
Well, and I do have to state this right up front because this is my bias, that the Kumite had a paper champion after you. Carl was a good guy, but there will only be one champion ever for Kumite, and that's going to be the person that, because I saw more John in the slams that AP did than I saw AP.
Well, you got to think on your toes in a situation like that. You know, that's not something you can like. I remember some people in the chat were like, "You're reading from a script." I'm like, dude, I've been yelling at this guy for like 45 fucking minutes, dude. Like, there's no way. He's got to be on a
script going on.
That was the thing about back in the day when the Kumite was it was a smaller show before people had real beef, you know, and there was real issues on the table. Man, it was just verbal pro wrestling, and it was fucking fun, and we loved going on and being a part of that. But it was improv practice. I mean, it was fucking Vietnam for bands.
Well, you know? and it literally was to me like how my homies were when we were together, just knocking back some, blazing some, and somebody gets up on themselves, and then all of a sudden it starts. And that's what it felt like. Organic, natural. I'm going to bust your balls. Let's see how bad you can bust mine.
Yeah, and no one was racing for pink slips. You know what I mean? It was, you know, you weren't going to lose you weren't going to like ruin yourself by losing a Kumite back in the day. Like what's happened to some people, you know, and the crowd just turns on you and everyone hates you because you got your shit kicked in a fucking online argument. Like it was just more lighthearted and fun. Like nobody was going to fucking hate King Carl for losing. No one was going to hate me if I lost. You know what I mean? It was just.
Well, and it's nice because, of course, going back to the wrestling thing, I was feeding so much.
But hey, if King Carl is no fucking joke, though, man. I mean, if you want to go back to him versus both Andy and Medicare, and also definitely like we kind of got cut off in the middle there. Somebody else deserves big shout out is Andy and Chris. Andy and Chris have always been very fucking kind to us and just welcoming on their channel. And anytime we can fucking help you guys out, let's fucking, you know, so yeah, okay. I'd be remiss, but,
okay. And let's get into the ego part of it. Do you think all of these people who are successful in their own unique ways, do you think that they wouldn't have supported you if they didn't feel that you were worthy as well?
I'd like to think we're just nice guys, man. But that's not true because I'm a dick.
No, but you have worth.
They've all said all said they see something here with the Gulf City thing that's unique and that they think is going to go somewhere.
Well, honestly, I'm going to have to ask you to take a seat just for a second because of the fact that all the people around you, even if they're tangential, all of them have seen value in you. All of them have seen worth in you, both you and Justin. And they keep pimping your product. They keep pumping you up. They keep taking the time to make sure that people know that you guys exist. Now, I don't know of any other type of validation that anyone else can give besides we poor people that will always, try to support with clicks and with cash. But all these people who've had success, they recognize it. They see the star. And I think that's one of the things. Now, you and I are in the same vein. We don't take compliments very well, but that's just something you're going to have to swallow, brother.
Well, I appreciate that, man. That's humbling. And then, but I don't even know. That's a huge compliment, man. I'm glad that you guys, we see something too. Like I said, I'm the biggest fan of, I gotta be Ghastly's biggest fan. Ghastly gotta be my biggest fan. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of all the fucking people. And that may be the difference between, I don't know, like how everybody else deals with their audience or talks to their audience, but like we're friends with most of the fucking people that talk to us in that fucking chat. Look, fucking Trippy Cast, talked to him a bunch of times. Fucking Scrubs out there with a scrub staff. Cody Chronosaur out there. We got different fucking nicknames for everybody, dude. We fucking know everybody, dude. We've got a dope community. And I have no idea how we fell backwards into that other than just not being assholes.
Well, here's the A for you.
Anytime you say people are a fan of me, I'm going to turn around and tell you how big of a fan I am of the fucking people. And that's just how it's going to roll, because anything I've done with my voice, it's kind of funny, did not put me in this position like the people in that chat right now put me in this position to be here talking to you like this, which feels egotistical as fuck, even taking part in an interview. You know what I mean?
Dude, this is fan service. Consider it like a con, because all the people who showed up, they sure as shit didn't show up for me. They showed up for you in appreciation of the things that you do, how you do it, and how you entertain them. I don't know any other type of entertainment where you can get people to get off of their wallets and just throw bucks down without even any consideration, because of the fact that they do not want to see you go away. And that's so magical to me. That I don't know what you said, little kid, but you touch a brother's heart.
That dude, there's no words when you go into like how grateful I am that we can uniquely make a living out here doing this right now, even if it's a small living right now, and we can have that hope of growing that into something.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody takes part in it.
That's saying thank you seems lame.
Well,
but it's true.
It's a weird, unique thing that we built out here. We have the cartoon that you can be into the canon for, but then you can talk to the characters like 3 times a week. And then the people that are friends with the characters, if they're good, they get their own fucking show. And like, it's fucking cool, and it's exciting, and just everybody's excellent to everybody else, man. Krill be upon everybody here. I'm smoking that happy weed, man. This weed got me, this White Widow's got me feeling good. It's a good interview, Doc. You're a good psychiatrist. You know that I'm feeling a lot better than when I walked in. Of course, I'm doing drugs.
I do have a PhD in LSD, so.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm trying to get my my PhD in THC over here, but I'll meet you in the middle there. So what else, Doc? You want to talk about my mother? You want to get into my head? Get into some conscious shit?
Well, are you comfortable on the couch yet?
Oh yeah, comfortable as fuck. Come on, man. Hit me.
All right, cool.
But no more complimenting me.
No.
First of all, because what we do out here is for the whale. So if you're gonna compliment me, all I need to hear is "All hail Blue Whale," and the krill is upon his name. He'll know that krill came kind of through me as a conduit. It's fine. Trust the whale.
And brothers and sisters, if I may, you can raise your drinks, and you can take us some time to think about it, but do not hesitate to put an "All Hail Blue Whale" in that chat right now. I need to see it fill up. Fill that collection plate of love with an "All Hail Blue Whale."
Do not hesitate. The whale demands an "All Hail Blue Whale" in the chat. God damn it. Out here giving people options. The whale didn't say maybe. He said hail him and silence, and all human lives must be entangled. Very clear instructions thus far.
Hey, there's some guy in the chat, I don't know, named Fright Supremacy, that's trying to bust your balls to do voices.
What voice you want? Like Popeye and shit? Like what voices?
Now, I did have a DM previously that somebody wanted to have you do the next time on Dragon Ball Z voice.
Ooh, I'm auditioning voice acting in front of Scrub. That's a big get. He's good with the voices too.
Dude, after that Steiner thing, actually, I have faith back in Scrub now.
You should have always had faith in Scrub. What are you doing losing your faith in Scrub? That Scrub staff going to give him the power every time, just like the power pole in Goku. Don't worry about that shit. He'll be fine. He's got more lore than any of us. He can, if anything ever attacks Scrub, he can crawl into a warm cocoon of lore, and he'll pop back out an even stronger creature of his own creation. But anyway, next time on Dragon Ball Z, in the voice from the episode,
whatever you're feeling.
That comes from the chest. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Gohan got his ass kicked by AP in the ratings. Teen Gohan.
Yep. Holy shit, that was almost Randy Macho Man.
Oh, Macho Man, you gotta go a little higher, and you gotta you gotta say things twice, and you gotta always end it with a cup of coffee. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, Miss Elizabeth. Like you're pinching a loaf. You gotta use your colon to talk. Yeah, it'll translate out your mouth. Ooh, clench. Yeah. That's how you do that. That's Macho Man.
Now, of course, we are at the top of the hour.
You can only do that with a virgin butthole, by the way.
Now, we are at the top of the hour, but still, I need to know a little bit more. Hook me up with the 411 with the Gulf City Live. What are people going to get from it?
What are you going to get? You're not only going to get everything that you got on Gulf City Streaming, you're going to get more. You're going to get fucking T-Tac and Dual Wield. We're working on new shit that you don't even know about. Shit that's so secret, I don't even know about it yet. But you know what fucking friends we have? You know what powerful people in powerful places we have? And we've already unleashed our fucking Ultra Instinct transformation out here, going from a power level of 5,000 to a power level of over 61,000 by doing my goddamn fucking merger, fucking fusion dance with fucking Free Press. The gas that got in there, put his finger in our butt while we were doing fusion, and we came out a monster. And you need to see this monster in action tomorrow night at 7:30 Central Time on Gulf City Live. Subscribe. The link's right there. What's holding you back? What are you, a bitch? I challenge you. Do you accept the challenge of Gulf City Live? Because after we listen to me right now. If you can't accept the challenge of Gulf City Live, you go right across the street and accept the challenge of Mr. Sparkle because you're a bitch.
Oh, God, I love that gear now. Now, of course, somebody asked if we could have a Clan of Dusty actually explain what's going to happen tomorrow night.
I'm not sure if by definition I can do the Clan of Dusty character on your channel, my friend. Is that okay?
It is perfectly fine because the only people that are trying to strike me at this point is the anime mob. So I'm cool.
Oh, well. All right, guys. You know, we all come from the same place. You know what to do when you're listening and you hear this. What the fuck is it? Well, first, on the Fried Power Hour, they're going to be watching all kinds of color degeneracy. Jews, monkey niggers, things like that. Make fun of them. Disgusting. Logic. Then Dual T-Tac going to come out. They're going to make some music and shit. Logic. It's going to be beautiful. Logic.
Well, now, I do have to...
I'm going to tell you something, Doc Griffin. Every time I've talked about Christianity and religion, you know what I really meant, Doc Griffin? I'm going to tell you exclusive. Exclusive.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to talk about black people. Nobody escapes Dusty Smith's plantation. Logic. There you go. I'm going to shut that bit's got to be shut down. We've got to start. That's going to be the last Clan of Dusty ever. Well, I even throw a hard R N-word in there for you, man. Enjoy.
Well, now we're going to end up taking questions in just a minute, but if you would, you don't have to run the catalog, but the voices that you do, who's your favorite?
Vishnu. Vishnu's my favorite, and I only got to do that for one episode so far. Most people would say Richard Spector because that's my favorite. Richard Spector's my favorite one to listen to. Richard Spector's my favorite one to in the show. Like my favorite character that I do is Richard Spector. But my favorite one to do is Vishnu, the Indian store owner.
Oh no, I can't disagree because of the fact of how he's written. The line deliveries that you give for him, I'm not saying that they're flat, but they're non-committal, and that's what makes it funny.
It is a dry humor, number ducking Griffin. It is a dry type of humor when you ask yourself, what is going to remove the object from my path if not the Lord Ganeshing is, and now you come again, my friend. Like that's, and then you go Ramsey Zebo is a little more Middle Eastern. Oh my Lord, please. I like doing Ramses too. It's when you got to do Ramses and Richard in the same day. You get a day like today where I can't do the voices, but I have to because we recorded recently and my voice is kind of fucked up. So you'll have to forgive that. But
see, now Ramses was going to be my guess. Oh, the one that you like to do the most.
Ramses is my second favorite one to do the voice acting for. As he's very easy. He says very few things. It's always the same shit when it's Ramses, but you can practice a lot of inflection because he's a fucking victim. Well, like you have to learn how to put it in your voice that you're about to get raped.
Well, and the thing I like the most are like the oohs that you do. Because I don't know why, but it makes me laugh every time.
But my Lord, it only happens when I'm in pain. Woo! Please, my Lord, my butthole only stretches so much.
Cody Cronauer is asking if you would do your difference between the Japanese and Chinese impression.
Oh, Chinese are talking like this. Oh, Japanese are talking like this. A Chinese, a Japanese, a Chinese, a Japanese, Chinese, Japanese, Chinese.
That's the way Japanese talk to you like and Chinese will be like ching chong ding ding ding. Yeah, it's a really high voice because their eyes are skinnier and so it doesn't reverberate like a parasaurolophus. You know how paleontologists have recreated the skull of a parasaurolophus and because of that big horn in the back of their fucking head. That's how Chinese and Japanese people sound different because they have hollow inner parts of their eyes and one's eyes are smaller. Yeah. Science. That's what happens when Aiden Paladin doesn't show up. You can blame Aiden Paladin for that bad fake science getting out there too.
I don't
stop me.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I did get nothing back.
Yeah, we're YouTube. We're supposed to be YouTube friends, Aiden. When I really needed you the most here on Barbara Walters, Doc Griffin's interview.
Yeah, because I thought we could have her hang around and maybe do a little bit of diagnosis with me, but maybe sometime down the road. Now, cool. the thing that's most important in this interview
is making sure everyone out there subscribes to Gulf City Live. Yes.
Actually, that's what I was going to say, you bastard. So thanks for jumping the claim here. But yes,
gotta wake up early, man.
But yeah, you have to definitely take the time. Those of you who are out there, and I recognize a whole lot of names because I'm in the chats just the same as you when Gulf City is on live and entertaining. And really make sure I had to make sure that I put all the links in there. But yeah, the most important one right now is definitely Gulf City Live. If you have not subscribed, you sure as hell need to at this point. And it's time for me just to do a little rant before the questions come in. And my whole thought on it is that I've spent a lot of time on YouTube and a lot of time silent on Twitter. And there are very few people that have made me want to interact with them. I've had my shit featured on some main event stuff under my real name. But when I hooked into KNN, when I hooked into the Kumite, before all the bullshit blew up, that's what got me into memeing. That's what... literally, it was the content. It was the shit that I could sit back and literally laugh out loud to. There are very few things in my life, and I'll tell you, I don't want to be a bitch about it, but life has been a little rough for me currently. But to find that gem, man, that you keep digging and digging, and all of a sudden it's bright and shiny and it's glistening and it's all there, and you feel like it's just for you. That's how Gulf City has treated me. That's how the Kumite treated me as well. I knew that anytime I pulled up a new video, anytime that I jumped in the chat when they were live, that I was going to laugh, that I was going to be able to forget the fuckery that lives in my life and be able to just bask in people having a good time. And it's like a crowd that you see at, a good rock concert where they're pushing the beach ball around and people are jumping into the crowd and surfing. That is a lot of what Gulf City is. I don't know if the creators can actually see that because they're up on stage performing, but people are there. They're moving, they're grooving, they're digging it. They are applauding. They want more. And I know that if there was some way that they could do it after every single Gulf City broadcast, there would be people lighting their lighters and saying encore because they need more. They want more. And I hope they're like me in the fact that when you take a look at what they're doing, you feel like they're doing it for you. They feel it's a feeling that you are being entertained, that the spotlight is reversed and saying, hey, look at what we're doing. Are you happy with what we're doing? Because this is the shit we're going to keep doing. I hope you're on board with it. And I will say, as pure fan service, because I don't give a fuck what people have to say about me being biased, the things I like. And Gulf City is completely entertaining. I've never been disappointed by an episode. The only thing that I get irritated about is not being able to get the next episode, not being able to binge watch it. And that shows some special kind of magic that makes fans come back, that makes fans open up their wallets without a thought. It's kind of like the James Earl Jones speech in Field of Dreams, where people will come. People will come, Ray. They don't know why. They just need to be here. And that is my fascination and love with Gulf City, is that there is entertainment there. And I have never been disappointed in the things that they have to say, in the things that they do, and the entertainment that they provide. It's a diamond where all the facets shine. Okay, sermon fucking over.
Man, that's awesome to hear, man. I appreciate every word you just said, man. And you're right. We don't see it from the same perspective because we're in front of the mics and we're trying to be funny, trying to make everything we say fucking funny and on the live, at least, improv like a motherfucker. But what we do see is the love coming back the other way. And that's why the product that you described is the way it is for you, for everybody. That's why you feel that connection with it, man. It's cooked, it's baked with the love that we receive when we go out there and do the live. That's what makes us different from Trey and Matt. Is we're connected to the audience. That our product is baked with the fucking love of the audience built in. We go out there 3 times a week and connect with people that like Gulf City. So we're not 6 months off of fucking vacation in the fucking Caribbean, losing sight of what people began to love us for, if that's the right way to put it. Like I've seen a lot of people do that on YouTube, even in the year I've been on here. They fucking forget what made people like them in the fucking first place because they get very disconnected from their audience. They'll start to shit on their audience. That's the nail in your coffin when you start doing that shit. I don't think we'll ever have that problem. We can't hate our audience. Our audience is the same type of people we are. And it's such a unique culture that it's such a niche thing. If you do like Gulf City and if you do feel connected with it like that, we probably like you. You know what I mean? We will talk to you.
Well, and you're not taking your audience for granted. Everything you present, you serve it up to them on a silver platter. And I'm sure, because Justin said this too, you guys watch the comments. you see what they're saying about what you're doing. And you can modify, but a lot of people are just like, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, the naysayers literally number in the lowest percentage. So you're doing something right.
When I run the numbers like I used to run them when I was doing e-commerce contracting for people, like we were talking about before I got into all this, and I apply like business marketing math to fucking incredible. Subscriptions versus people that actually watch versus dollars that come in, like, it's fucking, it blows everybody else away. And we don't take it for granted, because we came in after before YouTube would just dump a million subscribers on you, 500, they just throw your shit everywhere. You know, we came in after all that shit. We know our subscribers. We fought for every one of our fucking subscribers. So we care about them. You know, I mean, every dollar that comes in, there is no taking that shit for granted.
Well, and here's the thing. There's also reflective reciprocation, because you're taking a look at people who are literally grooving on everything that you're doing. Now, I know I've seen some people.
I'm still not used to that shit. Like I may never get used to it, but I'm glad, and I'm glad that we all have a common thread, and you guys all got an internet friend who makes cartoons that you can dig.
And I have to apologize here real quick. Honestly, I'm such a freaking boomer. Somebody asked me to check the slabs, and I have no idea how to do the damn thing. But please, do me a favor. I'm doing this
check
half
my
out of fan service and half because I want to make sure that people know that these creators are appreciated. You can hit me up on Streamlabs, but still, to me, honestly, that's just not the point. I don't mean to be a dick about it, but I'm interviewing people that I really want to talk to, that I really enjoy what they're doing. And I believe over and above everything else, I think the contribution that they're making is literally more important than anything I could do. And I mean that sincerely. And God damn it, I don't know how to work fucking Streamlabs.
You having a little trouble with Streamlabs? Should I talk to the chat
brother, I have no idea. I don't know how to log in. I know
got a lot of stories in the chat. Gutenberg, the first guy to give us a spot on Saturday night streams. We were just doing it on Friday Supremacy back in the day. No, we were doing it on the KNN channel back in the day. Gutenberg hits me up out of nowhere on Twitter talking about, man, I like your shit, man. You want to try to put this in front of a larger audience? You can do it on my big ass channel. We said, fuck yeah. So he helped us get started back in the day.
Oh shit!
Him out there. Cody out there does our archiving, and he also produces some of the Fright Power metal songs that you hear on the Fright Power Hour. So yeah, man, fucking good people out there right now. Lots of people. We got a Great Force interrogator. Be careful for that motherfucker. He'll grape you.
Dude, I tell you, man, if the fucking Great Force became a reality, there'd be a lot of motherfuckers in that chat right now that would be tossing bitches.
Great Force is a reality, dude. And there will always be false, man. What keeps us from taking real allegations of rape 100% seriously? False allegations of rape. There will always be false allegations of rape until everybody's been raped. Then no allegation is false. Rape Force, Great Force.
Yeah,
we're gonna put that shit together. It is a real thing. We got uniforms. We got shirts, man, on golf-gear.com. Are you kidding me?
Did you see the insignia that I put together for it?
Fuck yeah.
I tell you what, I've got a friend who's in the business of making patches, and I got a jacket where that can end up.
Patches.
We don't need no stinking patches.
Okay, I gave you the warning. It is now time. I am looking for the questions in the chat.
The Q&A, the queer in the ass time. I've been waiting for this. And we've been question and answer. Oh, sorry, my bad. I saw Beard out there. Beardy was licking his lips. I figured it was that time. Sorry, forget I said that.
Yeah, Beardy was technically my first interview.
He was the general in the Grape Force. Yes, he's got a long history. He's a 5-war man in grape combat.
And yeah, I know he's not listed in the description, but if you haven't listened to Beardy, then you certainly need to sub to his channel
Man, I didn't come out here to have Beard Barry and steal my fucking thunder. Okay, he's lucky I gave him a plug. God damn it. No, it's cool. I'm fucking with you, DocGriffon. I'm fucking with you. Go subscribe to Beard Barry and goddamn
it. No, brother. I can take it more than the people who are trying to cornhole me over in Discord. So, oh, here's a long question. It's from American Gadfly. John, I'm curious if AP was born a frog or was turned into one through some sort of weird accident. Also, did you have warts before you were a frog or as a consequence of becoming one?
That is actually a consequence of a dirty hotel mattress. The warts. Normally, frogs don't have warts, though. That's a toad thing. Thank you for asking about that. It's kind of a racist thing for you to say. Now, as far as being born a frog, yes, AP was born a frog. He was a Louisiana frog.
So
he went back for a spawning season recently.
So you're okay for a bon ton roulé then?
Indeed. Whatever the fuck that is.
Let the good times roll.
All right. Cool.
The next question is from Cult of Krill. Do you like ham? I like ham.
I like ham. Not as much as pepperoni in my pockets, but I do like ham. Keeps the Jews away. Oh, he got me. He baited me into it.
JTR Gulf City.
Great bait, mate.
He wants to know, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
It would come very close to just short of being gay. I do a lot of things to females I wouldn't normally do. Like I normally don't go like tongue to butthole. And I know, well, more often than that, I think it's right after taking my socks off in bed. It's an intimate moment, but it's not like you don't have to cross into degeneracy for a Klondike bar.
But it doesn't hurt.
Well, it hurts to take your socks off. I mean, what am I in fucking love? What am I taking my socks off for?
Cody Cronauer asks, how's AP's Frog D?
That you'll have to wait and see about my Frog D.
I tell you what, though.
Remember you asked that question and just wait and see.
I know. I mean, AP the Hedgehog with the pixelated out D, but I did get an incredibly long laugh out of the shower scene.
A lot of people people always want to slide up in the DMs and like, send me a nude. I'm like, fine, I'm just gonna show it to everybody. Fuck it. But then YouTube, we had to pixel it out. It looks bigger without the pixels too.
Yeah, people are just waiting for the Blu-ray.
Plus, it was cold water and I had a camera on, so like it's like when people say, add 4 inches to your penis naturally. I'm like, there's nothing natural about a 30-inch penis, guys.
And Blue Penguin says, would you kindly say hi to AP for me? No, I won't. Say it your damn self.
Hey, Butt Cheeks. I want to hear what Butt Cheeks has to say about this interview.
Now here's a little more deep into the serious question.
Keep a line open for Butt Cheeks' next question. If Butt Cheeks has another question, Butt Cheeks' questions come first. All right.
Oh yeah, and Cadunt said that if I want to see nudes of her, that I need to ask you.
No.
So
no. Those are mine.
So I'm like, no. If it don't come from the source, then I don't want it.
Cadunt, bullshit. She lives up to her fucking name.
I'll trust you on that. Now here's we're dipping into the serious here. Hexagonal Lamb asks about your voice techniques for your fantastic frog. Did I just get silence, or did I lose you? Are you?
Right, I don't know why it dropped out right there. That made all that sound way more innocuous than it was. I was saying, yeah, no, I don't. If no Kadun, I will not share. I will not share the goods with DocGriffon because he can't handle that kind of shit. He's not ready.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree because I tell you what, that's a viper's tongue that could pleasure all night long.
She lives up to her handle.
And here's the one that I was asking when you dropped out. Kind of serious question. What are your voice acting techniques to do the Fantastic Frog? This comes from Hexagonal Lamb.
As far as AP goes, it's a lot of up and down inflection. When you're doing AP, you got to go up and down, and it's a radio voice. If it all started because AP was a fake news guy, was a newscaster. So we'd always answer the news like this, and we'd talk like this, like I was doing the phone system for your office. Thank you for calling Gulf City Incorporated. Da 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 da. Press 1, and then that flow. But then a bigot.
And if I may kind of parallel this, and you can correct me, but it's kind of like a wrestling gimmick where it's you, but you crank it up to 11.
AP did not come from the Gulf City canon originally, so there is a lot more of my personality in AP than you'll find in like Richard Spector or the other characters that I've been handed. Yeah, that's why I could do AP the way we modeled that character and kept it that way. I can do AP for hours. It's my voice, just a little more up and down, talking, like we're on the radio, and we are essentially on the radio. It's just the right way to fucking do things.
And by the way, do you miss radio?
Yeah, I do. I still listen to talk radio when I get in the car sometimes.
I'm still an AM coast to coast guy.
The best guy, like, who by the Hoyle book of broadcasting on talk radio, the very best out there right now, to my knowledge, is Ralph. Ralph does that shit like nobody fucking else. Like, where he's just like, sir, okay, thank you for calling, sir, and just hangs up on, like, I'm like, yeah, we got a guy in our town. His name's Michael Berry, and he does talk radio in this town. And Ralph, if you're listening, YouTube Michael Berry. It's fucking Ralph Retort on AM radio every day, man. That's because, and not because Ralph by any means probably never even heard of the guy, but because he's so good at it. I love AM radio and the art behind it.
See, and when I was an overnight guy, it was okay. It was, hey, thanks for tuning in, and we appreciate you. Tune in again tonight. We're gonna have a tribute to Foghat, so buckle in because it's going to be a great
late night Detroit rock radio shit.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. All bullshit. Let's see here. Lord Brian Boaz says, AP, what's your favorite Cheech and Chong movie?
Ah, fuck. All right, man. I'm gonna give you a twofold answer to this.
Go.
Up in Smoke for being a classic. Nice Dreams for the most I'll personally laugh.
I'm sorry I took the money. I'm not sorry. I did it all.
Yeah. People turn into lizards and shit. Fucking the ice cream truck. Fuck yeah, dude. Nice Dreams is my personal favorite, but I'm not going to deny Up in Smoke for being great.
Oh, hell yeah. Now,
like, I think Vigo, like, I will argue with you that Vigo the Carpathian could take Gozar the Gozerian in a fucking street fight in the same, like, so take what I say with a grain of salt.
Well, wait a minute. Is it a no holds barred?
There's no magical powers, just fucking fists and agility. So Gozar still has agility. Like, but if Vigo gets his fucking hands on that bitch, it's over. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
Okay, now Occam's router. And this is a very topical question.
Oh, I want Red Nolany's question. Pair that up after that. Favorite match episode coming up, Red Nolany.
I will. Grape or be graped?
It is better to grape than to be graped, my friends, and that is why you need to join Grape Force today. The few, the proud, the grapists.
Wait a minute. The only thing I'm seeing from Red and Only is the pork prophylactic.
It was what?
The pork prophylactics.
The pork prophylactics. I don't see that shit.
Well, that's because I'm staying with the questions. I'm trying to take them in order.
Oh, I'm down at the
talking
bottom.
about. Are you talking about the MASH episode?
Yeah, I want to talk about my favorite MASH episode.
Do it. Go for it.
All right, Red and Nolan, my favorite MASH episode is the one where fucking Radar decides he's gonna stop being a little bitch. So, like, check it out, man. Radar is a fucking virgin, right? And so he goes to Hawkeye and he's like, Hawkeye, I need to get some pussy. And Hawkeye's like, you can buy that shit. This is Korea. He's like, get a fucking Jeep, write yourself a pass, and take your ass up to fucking Seoul and go get you some pussy at this place called the Pink Pussy Palace, right? So Radar's like, word, I'm gonna go do that shit, dude. And he even looks at BJ Honeycutt, who's supposed to be like the voice of fucking reason. And he's like, BJ, should I go get some pussy? BJ's like, dude, look at you. You're like 5 feet tall and you hug a teddy bear all day. You need to go to fucking Seoul and you need to go at least eat some pussy, even if you can't bring yourself to fuck, because we all kind of think you're gay around here at the 407.7. We weren't really gonna tell you, but it's, you know, frankly, we need to address this shit. Radar, get in the Jeep and go find out. So Radar goes and gets in the Jeep to go find out, but boom, motherfucker, shell blast. They're in the OR. Shit's going down. The helicopter's coming in. I don't even know how they knew the helicopters were coming because Radar was all fucking trying to get laid. But apparently somebody else was like, I hear choppers. They was doing the thing because they're real good. And Radar comes in and Hawkeye's like, oh shit, this fucks up my head. But he has to be an asshole. He has to be the one to work on Radar. And he feels responsible for putting Radar in that fucking situation. So check this out, man. He's all fucked up in the fucking head. And like Radar is all talking about, he gets all wasted and fucking drunk, dude. And then like the next day he goes all hungover and he fucks up and has to go puke and he can't finish working on somebody. And Radar, like when he sees Radar later, Radar's like, hey man, why do you have to fucking, you can't soldier up and do your fucking job, bitch? You know, like, we look up to you around here. And Pierce just snaps. And he's like, I don't need you looking up to me. Fuck you. I'm just a fucking man. I'm fucking Hawkeye. You can't talk to me like that, you little punk from Iowa. And he feels real bad. And everybody, Father McKay comes in and tells him he's going to beat the shit out of him. That's how bad it gets. And then Radar comes, like, he goes back in to apologize. And Radar's like, guess what? I'm not a bitch anymore. That's exactly what I fucking needed. I'll fuck you up, Hawkeye. And in the end, they end up having a beer.
Isn't that the one where he said, because Hawkeye was drunk at the time, I always wanted to barf on Wee Jambu?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like, why'd you have to go outside and be sick, Hawkeye? That was Braden, but anyway, yeah, they look the same. It's fine.
Okay, let's see here. God damn, you have racked up some questions.
On Wee Jambu. We're not going to talk about fucking MASH all night.
Does AP fear Doc Hopper? That comes from JTR Gulf City serial killer.
AP fears absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing in this world. That might also be his greatest downfall. Nothing will ever work out quite properly for AP, I don't think. He's too much of an asshole.
Ooh, hey, this is a good question from...
But yeah, he's not short on courage. He's just an asshole.
Here's a good question from Taco Stancia. AP would... if he, I'm sorry, ask AP if he would Bloodsport Richard Spector.
Would AP Bloodsport Richard Spector in a fucking second? In a fucking second. Now, could the voice actor who does all that fucking work keep up with a Bloodsport like that? I don't know. That might get cringy very quick.
That sounds like a ball breaker.
It sounds like something that would become kind of like we've examined these possibilities. And every time it's one of those things that becomes kind of cringy pretty quick. Like, you know, why would I want to play with myself in front of people?
Unless there was money involved.
No, if there's money involved, I'd do it in a hot fucking second. I'll do anything.
Wow.
This is America, goddammit.
I'm hoping we can get through all these questions.
I'll do it fucking go as long as you want, man. I'm waiting for my weed dealer until he gets here. You got me, bro.
Fuckwad says, John, who would you say are your biggest influences other than voice actors in how you approach your characters?
Oh, wow, that's a good. The guy who played Biff in Back to the Future. No shit.
Really?
No. Yeah, 100%. That guy's fucking legit. That guy's got range like a motherfucker. Think he played 3 Biffs.
Since when did you become the physical type?
No, fucking Biff. Now I'm old. Fucking grandfather Biff. Hey, now Biff when he's a teenager, butthead. You know, like, that guy played 4 Biffs. 4 different Biffs, actually. Because he also played fucking Mad Dog 10. Like, that motherfucker's got range, dude. He does a lot of fucking shit.
Okay, you want to hear something weird? I did actually send out an interview request for Tom Wilson.
Fuck yeah. He's kind of a reserved, like, normal, just that guy today. But I think his role as Biff was pretty cool. When it comes to shit talking and kumiteing and all that, and just roasting motherfuckers and being quick about it. That goes to Jeremy Piven. If you ever want to get like advanced Kumite training, YouTube best of Ari Gold.
Well, even his PCU stuff.
Oh, PC, he could roll with PCU. The way just the real quick, wait, too many fucking words, too long of an explanation, but it takes the same amount of time as a regular explanation. There's a whole new game on campus today. It's called PC. Like the way the ups and downs. Hey, you know, that whole thing. That's a lot of that comes from Piven, and a lot of you know, like if you go into, I guess different Kumites, like King Carl was a lot of wrestling shit, just wrestling.
Or the
like the real quick, like have you having so much cum squirt in your eyes that you can't see what's right in front of your fucking face? That shit, yeah, that comes from Piven.
Or the you're wearing the shirt of the band you're going to get to see.
Yeah, like the Incredibles. Yeah, a lot of I take a lot of inspiration from Jeremy Piven's work outside of like voice act. Like I'm thinking of like movie role actors and shit. Yeah, Piven is a big influence.
Oh, here's a good one from Zach Lonby. John, how much do you sing? I've never heard of a voice actor that couldn't sing at least in secret.
I have a voice like an angel, man. We did a Christmas record last year, man. We sang the 12 Days of Pesci for Pesci Day. Rang in the new year. That voice like an angel, my friend.
Now,
I can't sing for shit. I've been paid not to sing.
Now, my birthday falls around the Christmas holiday. And your 12 Days of Pesci and Beardy's I'm Gonna Fuck Your Mother for Christmas.
I'm really gonna fuck your mother
in my
savage way to say Merry Christmas to you. That was great.
Sassy Shelley just wanted to say, I don't have any questions. I just love you, AP.
I love you too, Sassy Shelley. And I love your butt cheeks. I wish I could see them one of these days. Please, please, thank you. I always ask her to see a butt. It's a thing. It's not real sexual harassment. Don't turn me in. No hashtag me too.
Sassy, this is a sincere request. Please take it for what it's worth. I know that it may be a little uncomfortable, but still, giving John some butt cheeks would definitely help to validate him.
It's true. I'm a very lonely man. He's a doctor. Listen to him. That was for you, Failure. I know you're out there somewhere, Failure. You got the danger field. I know you fucking heard that. That's for you. Fuck yeah.
I always invite Failure. So, Cody Cronauer asks, what's AP's favorite flavor of Hot Pocket?
Pepperoni and cheese.
Stink bugs?
Classic, dude. Pepperoni and cheese. Stink bugs is good. Stink bugs, flies, grubworm, shit like that's pretty good. But you know, you can't beat a classic. This is Texas, man. We can classic everything. Classic cars, fucking classic guns, classic Hot Pockets, pepperoni and cheese.
And I know we kind of passed over it, but I will get back to my question about your recording. But goddamn, I'm just trying to catch up on all the questions that are coming in.
I live a very private life. This is a Streisand effect, is what you're experiencing right now. This is the only access anyone will ever get to the man behind the mask.
What? Red and only? Oof. Trying to give you secondhand nudes. Shame, shame.
Yeah.
I am not Homer's.
I don't think the whale wants me involved in endeavors that don't involve pictures of naked women.
Well, that's one of the reasons why that my my wall now has a frowny face on Twitter, because SMG is not posting pictures of nice fat Latino asses.
What are you gonna do? Come down to Texas. We got an overabundance of them. What about Homeless 420 Odyssey? I've seen him in the chat. We've talked since K&N days, man.
Well, he was asking me, but I will pass the question to you, and you can feel free to flog him for this. Traditional or boneless wings?
Ooh, you motherfucker.
I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
And I only plead for a fifth. because that's what makes life good.
In the lovely tradition of America and our Constitution, there are many amendments, but the best is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Okay, well, the next question we have is from Cody again. When's Charlotte's next stream?
Oh, I don't know. That's a ghastly question. That's a Justin question. He keeps up with Charlotte. They talk. I don't talk to her.
By the way, can I do a little inside baseball with you here for just a second?
Yeah, what's up, man? I mean, I guess you want me to send her something? I guess I could talk to her. I've dealt with enough fucking women who pay to get laid.
Well, I do my own booking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got in touch with Misty Stone and Ginger Lynn to see if they would come onto the show.
And you need a veteran at handling porn stars to come accompany you and handle up on this pussy, man. Right? Is that what you're saying?
I tell you what, I don't think anybody could handle Ginger Lynn. I also sent one out to Nina Hartley like last week.
Well, to accept the challenge.
Hey, I like those classic porn stars because, just like Donna Summer said, she worked hard for the money.
Yeah, but she don't shave. So, I mean, there's that.
I'm
I'll handle them live on
a little
stream.
bit of bush is good.
I don't give a fuck. Live on stream. Bring me these porn stars.
I mean, I do not want a vag that's surrounded by a Nicaraguan jungle, but a little bit of bush is good.
Don't give a fuck, man. Just roll that bitch in fucking flour and aim for the wet spot, dude. You'll be fine.
I love me some big women, so let's just leave that. Wait a minute. Red Nolly says, say it ain't so. AP is Spectre? Never.
No, AP is not Spectre. AP is not Spectre at all.
AP is possessed by Spectre.
AP is the vessel. He's been the vessel for a long time, and Spectre's made it very clear his objective is to possess the vessel, and the whale has made it clear that Ghastly's job is to protect the vessel, and Ghastly has fucked up, like will happen to Ghastly in the Gulf City cartoon. Typically, because AP has fucked up and let Richard Spectre into his eyes and mouth.
Well, and let me just insert this as my own question. As you guys go down, I know you have the series plotted out, but
I don't go down on women. That's for beta males.
No, well, there you go. Well, but with how the fan reaction is to it, do you ever take some of the suggestions or reactions from fans and modify what your plot is?
Not the plot. Situations, if we talk to everybody. If you say something fucking funny enough, it can make it in the cartoon. That's the good part about knowing us. It's a very fine line. You don't want to bump for marks. That's what we call it in the industry. You don't want to always, like if Brock Lesnar went out and always asked the crowd, "What do you want?" The crowd, you're going to be watching him do F5s until the end of fucking time. You'll never have a wrestling match. You know what I mean? So what you want to do is you want to listen to people. You want to be open to criticism. You want to definitely be open to advice when somebody throws a situation at you. But you never want to adjust I don't think we would ever adjust the whole plot. Someone would have to make a pretty good point that we were going in the wrong direction. We would have to shake their hand afterward and be like, "Wow, that was a big plot hole." Because we think this shit out pretty specifically.
Well, because I've always been trying to encourage a mixture of red and blue krill to make a purple krill.
And see, you're not the first person to say that. That's a logical thing to come to, but I don't know if that's something the whale would want us to do.
Well, you know what? I'm just a fan, and
I think that if the whale creates two different kinds of krill, I don't think it's up to us to question his great plan. I think that's a very arrogant thing to do in the face of the whale. If he wants, he made men and women. They're supposed to fuck. You don't start fucking with that plan. Then everyone starts fucking the wrong thing. Red and blue krill.
Oh, dude. Speaking
two states of beings, 2 states of krill, 2 scoops, motherfucker.
Oh, dude.
Genders.
Just do a little more inside baseball. I've been talking to Ron Jeremy's people. I think we're going to be able to get him on in September.
Well, you have fun with the dude with the big ass fucking cock.
The hedgehog.
To tell his big fucking cock we said hello.
Now this comes from American Gadfly. John, are you a fan of Coast to Coast?
I used to be back in the day. Not so much right before the death of Art Bell.
You know, I have to say that too. The new guy that's doing it right now is kind of lame, but oh man, you know, that was the time I was able to get online and actually talk to one of my heroes, Ray Bradbury. And
oh yeah, the guy with the fucking theater. I got a theater too.
Yeah,
tell him I said hello.
Well, he asked me. He was like, "Well, when you get your story done, send it to me." I sent it to him, and 3 days later, he died. So I don't want to take responsibility.
What the fuck am I talking to you for?
I don't want to take responsibility.
I can't die. I'm not even entangled yet.
But you're on your way, though, and that's what counts.
The whale didn't say 3/4 of the way there. We start making exceptions for me. We got to start making exceptions for you. Then just fucking everybody's going to want to fucking come.
Hey, I thought
then there's a, no, you have a, then there's lines and shit. It's like going to Six Flags, dude. Which I don't, all human lives must be entangled, but not at exactly the same time.
Oh, nice. There's a drop from Queen of the South. Oh shit. Why did you just bump up?
Why did I just bump up?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to find it again. I apologize.
Can you see me doing cocaine right now?
No.
Okay. I mean, just do I have... Okay, webcam's not hooked up. It's weird shit. You went all Google algorithm on me there for a second.
Oh God, man, there are so many questions. I apologize. I have lost. There we go. Queen of the South asks, AP. No, this isn't AP. It's John. How did you come up with the names of the characters?
I didn't. Ghastly did. That was an easy question.
But we're moving to the next.
No, but seriously, I hear this echo from you. That's why I'm kind of pausing. It's fucking me up to hear myself back. The names of the character, if you look into them, they are accurate. It was not just, they don't just come off the top of Ghastly's head. So, like, Jan Hus, Ramsey Zebo, shit like that, like Vishnu, like you can look this shit up.
Okay,
there is so much thought put into it. There are not. We put out of every 50 Easter eggs dropped, people have found like 5. It's pretty cool.
Okay, well, I pulled my mic down. Are we good? Or are you hearing an echo?
Yeah. I think the people are in the echo too. One in the chat, if you guys got an echo coming back. Oh, there we go. Just stop. You're cool now.
Good goddamn.
Cassie says I have to stay alive because I'm a Jew motherfucker.
Yeah, because we don't want to see your ass buried in the desert.
Gassie's got to say, go see the Jew. Now that we know, now I guess I'm the Jew now. It's like playing tag. Somebody else will be the Jew next week. It'll be Beardy.
Well, I tell you what, we'd be more than
like Smear the Queer, but with gas.
We would be more than happy to bring Justin back on, but the spotlight is on you right now, brother.
That's right. He steals enough of my thunder. Out there in the chat.
And when you're doing your producer thing, he blames you enough when shit goes sideways.
Oh, that's just a gimmick. He's a great producer. But
dude,
on the air, yeah, I can blame him for anything. You're a terrible producer, Ghastly.
Dude, I'm beefing the gimmick.
Oh, are you? You better don't work yourself into a fucking shoot, Mark. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh.
We can fuck around, tell me fucking with Ghastly's credentials. Do fucking come in here and fucking slap you.
All right, and he theoretically could. Hexagonal Lamb asks, how much kayfabe does AP want for Spectre versus Spencer?
If there were to be a Spectre versus Spencer, how much kayfabe? Oh, fuck. King Carl levels of kayfabe. King Carl versus Andy levels of kayfabe, where somebody could be like, can you get serious for a second? No! Like, oh, it would be nothing but kayfabe. Why would I want to, like, just have a conversation with Richard Spencer, like, no kayfabe. We can go have fucking dinner next time he's in town.
And dude, I've seen his Twitter responses. He's actually up for it.
Cool. I'm down. But you got to get that shit past the studio. And Richard, this is out of respect for you. You're high level enough where I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get that approved by people around me. But yeah, if that goes through, I would not stand in the way of such a thing. Stay tuned for that. That might be something you can see on Golf City Live, and that is why you need to subscribe to that link in the goddamn description.
Okay,
play.
I have to do a stop and ask at this point. Let me get some ones in the chat for those who are listening right now who have actually subscribed to Golf City Live. Let's see it. I know there's a 10-second delay. We will give you a moment. And once again, I'd like to say that this podcast is sponsored by New Amsterdam Alcohol, the kind of alcohol that if you want to support them and they want to pay you for that support, you're paid in fridge magnets.
Mine is brought to you by weed. Advocating for marijuana. It's good for you. It's good for me. It's good for America. Marijuana. Quote me on that.
THC is good for me. And let's jump right back in here because honestly, maybe AP doesn't have a real life.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
go
fucking know John has an IRL.
I'm just waiting I'm waiting for fucking drugs. I could sit here as long as you want until like there's a knock on my door, then I gotta fucking go.
Let's see here from Blue Penguin. Do you have any other 80s sitcoms? What? From the UK or anywhere? I don't I read the question straight up.
Do I have any other 80s sitcoms from the UK or anywhere? Well, the UK is a part of anywhere. So I'm just gonna go with do I have any 80s sitcoms from everywhere or from anywhere? I possess many 80s sitcoms on my hard drive. Yes, I do. Thank you. Good question.
Okay, so what is your favorite 80s sitcom to do?
My favorite to do if I just could do like just my favorite 80s sitcom. Fuck, that's hard. Now I'm like thinking like early 90s shit too.
If you could be my favorite spectator, Hans Jurkenoff.
The fucking Fall Guy. Fuck yeah.
Wait a minute. Who was it? It wasn't Heather Locklear. Who was the blonde chick?
I forget. Heather Thomas. Heather Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great for a 3-year-old. There was big fucking trucks and guns and people jumping off fucking buildings and cliffs and people getting thrown out of helicopters, so you knew how to treat a communist when you grew up. And fucking Heather Thomas would pull her titties out once or twice an episode, so you grew up fucking correct and straight. It was awesome.
Dude,
more people need the Fall Guy.
You are killing me because you're in what, your early 30s?
Something like that.
I'm in my 50s.
Oh, yeah? I'm fucking younger than you.
And I lived that shit. And it was just like, oh, yeah, we'll put this in the spank bank. Wait, TJ Hooker? Oh, hell yeah.
That was a little not my time. But the Fall Guy, shit, sitcoms, though. I guess, like, at that age, I was fucking young as fuck in the early 80s, man. Like Silver Spoons, the Hogan Family. Cartoons. If you said cartoons, I'd have a shit. I'd be like fucking Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe and Thundercats and Dino Riders was the shit. Some fucking dinosaurs. If it had dinosaurs for the piece of my youth,
how about
you just take my fucking money?
How about well, not the kind of kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah.
We did a K&N intro for with the Fall Guy. Yeah,
I'm doing a callback, brother.
Fuck yeah. I'm just letting the people know. Not everybody knows.
This is a great question.
Blossom, Seesaw. Blossom was the original cam girl. Me and Blossom were about 13 at the same time, man. That show would start, say record at the top of the screen, because remember she was setting up a fucking camcorder, just dancing for it. Yeah, Amy fucking Fair Fowler was kind of fucking fine when I was 13. Give me a little fucking chubby. Fuck yeah.
Dude, I'd still do it. I'd still do the
Because
nose
eventually
bounce
Amy Fairfowler became the fucking chubby one instead of me having the chubby. Fuck no.
Well, I would still do the big nose bouncing up against my pubic bone, if you know.
Oh, I would smash. She wouldn't have a big nose for long, dude. She might start out fucking Jewish. She's gonna leave fucking Chinese, dude, because my fucking pelvis will smash her fucking face flat. But that's the only piece Miriam Balick will ever get. You can quote me on that.
I really like this question. Cody Cronauer asks, "What's your favorite stand-up comedian
Of all time? Richard Pryor. Chris Rock, George Carlin, classics, man, the classics of my time. Fucking love them. Hicks, Seinfeld, Patrice. Oh, fucking, I shouldn't have even it shouldn't even have gotten so far before I said fucking Patrice. Greg Giraldo was fucking amazing. Another dead comedian. Dangerfield, Rickles is great. Just the quick fucking comebacks, but he knows how to do it where it's done in fun. It's done among friends. It's done out of love. And that's something I try to grab. Rickles is a huge influence. Old Carson's good.
Well, can I share my my favorite interaction with a comedian?
Okay.
It's
your show. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck
Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan.
I came into the bar one night after they had done a show, and I was just like, I'm a big fan, I was drooling fanboy kind of deal. And he fucking spent the next 5 minutes dressing me down. I mean, pure Don Rickles kind of shit. And to me, that was my big takeaway as far as wrestling goes. I've met some.
You have to call him fucking Bobby the bust your fucking balls, Heenan.
Yeah, because I mean, he was doing it. You could see that smile on his face that he was breaking your balls and enjoying doing it. And he was, you saw that look in his eyes that he hoped that you got it. And just amazing. He, to me, even though he's listed as one of the greatest managers in wrestling, the way he did things, he was one of the greatest comedians. And just because he didn't do stand-up, I think that's why he doesn't get his propers.
There are some people that could have did stand-up and just didn't do stand-up. Anthony Cumia, they say, was like that. He was a comedian that just never became a comedian. He could have done it. I can't do it. I'm not. I have a handicap when it comes to stand-up comedy, so I can't. But I do great behind the mic, but I do not do great on stage.
Yeah, but as far as interaction, you can turn on a dime like Bobby.
Yeah, well, I can do it. It's just not a good idea for me to do stand-up comedy. I've seen the level of where it is right now, at least in the town that I'm in, and it's just I've had a bad experience, and I was like, you know what? I do this 4 days a week on the fucking Kumite, and the people I go against are 10 times better than you motherfuckers. If I stepped on this fucking stage, all of you would be in a fight. You couldn't handle it. You leave internet shit on the internet. You know what I mean? I'm in my place where I'm happy.
Dude, the best joke that I ever came up with was, yeah, I was an exotic dancer for a while, but I had to quit because the change purse kept leaving bruises.
Fuck no.
Yeah, that was the one. That was mine. Okay, let's see here. Good God. Brad Young asks, did you ever nail Sherry?
No. Nope.
And that's all there is to that.
I've had some lovely conversations with Sherry. I'm like, no, I've never had my penis inside. The voice actress who plays Sherry, and neither has AP put his penis inside that goes to as Sherry. Hey, if you're asking either one, no.
I tell you what, let's kind of lean back into this. I know I talked to
who have you fucked
Justin a bit on the recording sessions, and I know from what he said, you guys get a lot of requests of, hey, I can do a voice. But
yeah,
from what he was saying is he wants to have you guys in so you can do a type of motion capture. So
Yeah.
when you go to the 2D, that you can flesh it out a little bit better. Can you talk a little bit about that process?
Well, we're using a different kind of technology than is traditionally used to make cartoons, and we're doing it a different way from the ground up traditionally that you would make a cartoon. So for that reason, because the technology we have to use in order to do a voice, unless you're coming through a speaker or some shit, like we had Tonka on as a cameo voice one time, you have to be there. If you're going to be a cartoon voice, if you're like eyes and mouth and all that's moving, you need to be there at the studio. Now, what the advantage of this is it gives the cartoons life, little twitches of the eyes and Mina breathing and the head moving back and forth and the eyes, you know, while the voice actor's talking, we can control the puppet to a certain level to look a different way and change the eyes and do things like that. Where in traditional cartoons, some Koreans drew it and you're just matching up the fucking lips. It's not really in your control. These subtleties turn them into kind of a little, they make them a little more alive. And when the art we're done fleshing out, you know, all the art, you know, you saw it like Mina version 2.0, Rosemarie version 2.0. When other achievements roll out of that nature, it's just going to become more and more lifelike, these characters out there. What we saw, I can already tell you, you know, one thing I will tell you about episode 13 is if you thought the difference, if there was a jump between 11 and 12, you are going to see a sizable jump in skill and effort put into it by Ghastly. Incredible effort by Ghastly, we're out of kayfabe. Justin, all the hours he puts in on it, it will pay the fuck off. So you guys are really going to enjoy that. You can get a boner now, and then by the time he's done with it, you'll be ready to nut.
Boner, fuck it, blue balls. Jesus.
If you keep stroking it, you won't get blue balls, man. Just keep your hand on your dick. Keep waiting.
Well, that's why I'm married. I just don't have to.
Yeah, no more sex happens. I get it. I'm sorry, man.
No, she's up for anything.
I feel like maybe these aren't things you want to put on the radio, but okay.
Well, I might need to rename her Fistable Frodo.
You fucking your wife want to fucking troll the fucking chat? Fuck yeah.
Now here from some guy named the Beardbarian. At what point did you realize that, in spite of all your efforts to the contrary, you are a living success story?
Tonight when you said that, and yeah, that's the moment. Not a success story yet, but definitely comfortable being a come up story and believing in what we're doing enough to call it to recognize we're in the middle of being on the way up to somewhere, and that's good enough for now. But legitimate success story, nah. Success would mean that we've gotten somewhere we want to be. We haven't gotten anywhere we want to be. If you guys think what we're doing right now is fucking cool, holy shit! Wait until we just get to the first fucking level where we want to be. You guys gonna love that shit. Stay tuned.
And that's something that I know everyone's looking forward to. Let's take a look here and see. Oh my God. You have definitely inspired a lot of questions.
Well, I'm glad that I could help inspire something.
Well, no, I mean,
I've been told I make the room stupider just to walk into it, so that's nice.
But it's all about literally, it's all about you, brother. And I'm hoping that in some way, and like we were talking off air, it's hard to accept compliments. It's very hard to be able to absorb that stuff because there are so many people out there saying, fuck you, you suck. You know, you'll never get anywhere. You'll never do anything. And then when you actually get into a sphere where people are grooving on what you're doing, and you know, they're throwing shekels your way, and they're making that thumb go so far up that it's hard to deny it. But
my friend, what we do is for the glory of the whale. We've said from the very beginning, these are not praises that should be sung unto me. I have done nothing. I'm not worthy of your praise. It is for the whale to be praised. It is not for me and Justin to be praised.
But
throw them praises upon Blue Whale. All hail Blue Whale. Krill be on his name, Krill be upon your names. We are but humble servants bringing the word, the good word of Gulf City to all you fine people. And as long as you keep throwing love at us on the stage and through the mic, we're going to keep putting that love right back into the fucking product and throwing it back at you. And this shit will keep fucking coming out. Guaranteed.
And that's the beautiful thing about Gulf City. If I can go off script just for a little bit, it seems like
we had a script.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it seems like there's quite a bit of a love fest going on. I will say this, that in all the other cartoons,
we drink a lot. There's a lot of hugging.
Yeah, and all the other setups that are on YouTube that are serialized, I haven't found any type of fan base that reacts the way that your fan base reacts to your cartoons. Regardless if there's a little bit of criticism,
there's a little bit of everybody in it, man. There's a little bit of everybody in it. If you guys have ever fucking talked to us, if we've ever talked to you back in the chat, dude, a little piece of you is entered into our brain. And so when we create something, when we sit down and write something, and when we go over it for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, there's a little bit of you in that fucking cartoon. That's why that is. If you feel a little connection to it, like, oh, that struck a chord with me, and you've been talking to us, yeah, you're feeling a little bit of you in that cartoon. That's what makes it good. That's why the interaction. That's why I keep being like, don't give it up to me. Give it up to everybody else. They give us the energy to do what we do. Everybody telling us, you know, hey, we fucking love this. Fucking going out there, golf-gear.com and every fucking chat on the internet. That just provides us with energy for the spirit bomb that is the power of Al-Hood Al-Azim, my man.
Well, and that's the thing, because you wouldn't get so many luminaries, quote unquote, from the internet if you weren't doing something that was advancing what's going on, because a lot of people sit back and they relax. You get a lot of mundane mattage where it's just rereading scripts, and you guys are actually creating new content, original content, and I think that's what drives your fans on. And literally, it's like if you've ever been in a platoon in a combat situation, they see what you're doing and they're going to back you to the end of time. And that's just an amazing thing that you don't really see on the internet, on the YouTubes.
Well, you motherfuckers keep providing that cover fire, and Animal Mother will run there and get Doc J and 8-Ball.
I'd love to have an 8-Ball, but I think my heart would explode. Well, wait a minute. I might be able to get entangled at that point. I'll send a P.O. box later, ladies and gentlemen.
Cocaine does help.
Brad Young asks, what was the best convert John went to?
What was the best convert?
Yeah, I don't understand the question.
Who the hardest person to convert to the ways of the whale? Oh, that would have been King Carl. I didn't expect. See, that's a lot of people think. Like a lot of people, it wouldn't. You could be forgiven to think that Carl and I had gotten together before that match and worked some shit out. I swear to God, we didn't.
By the way, if you guys are hearing the pops, that's not gunfire that normally happens in my neighborhood. That's fireworks.
Yeah, though that is another piece of the Gulf City canon now, because that happened in Gasly's neighborhood.
Oh, brother, I live in such a bad ghetto. You know, it's you know what? It's colorful. It's
I never said he lived in a ghetto, man. I'm not trying to put my boy out that way. He doesn't live in a ghetto, but he does live somewhere where, you know, maybe somebody might shoot a motherfucker.
Brother, in a 2-block radius, there's only a third of the house is occupied because everything else has been either boarded up, burned down, or seized by the police.
Now, DocGriffon, my man, I would love to continue this, but I need 2 or 3 minutes to get up. So I don't know if you want to if you want to keep it going and talk to the people. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I just
go for it, brother.
Run on.
I will cover, because there's some things I have to talk to the chat about. And of course, first and foremost is, if you haven't checked the description in this broadcast, please do so. Not only do we have John's links for his personal, but we also have all the YouTube channels for Gulf City. I know everybody watching here has probably already subscribed. If you haven't, do so. It's an important thing because honestly, let's just cut through the bullshit. Money's good. Money's nice. Money helps grease the pipes. But it's those clicks, it's those thumbs ups, it's those subs that lets the creative artists know that they're on the right track, that they're doing something good, something valuable, something that you cherish. And that's the big thing. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't care personally if I get more than 40 people watching at a time. I'm bringing in interesting people that say interesting things that are encouraging to those people who are in those fields that want to get ahead, that want to succeed, or at least don't want to have their dreams crushed. Give them some type of pathway to go. And that's the amazing thing. You want to make sure, because, I mean, honestly, dreams are dreams. You want to clutch for the brass ring? You can do that. You put in your blood, sweat, and tears. But the thing is, sometimes you really need to hear from those creators. You need to hear that people are actually saying, yeah, you know, I bled for this. I sweated for this. I sacrificed for this. And this is the result. I'm glad you're liking it. We're going to try and keep up with it. And it's so amazing. It's so powerful. And I hope, and not to be all hippie sounding and bullshit like that, but I'm really sincerely hoping that you take that gem that you get from these interviews, polish it, tuck it into your heart, and use it as your motivation to do what you want to do. Because sincerely, it really is about your passion. There are too many people right now that are relying upon excuses, that are falling back to fail, basically saying to themselves that, oh, I didn't make it because it was because of this. And that's all bullshit. If you have the passion, if you have the dedication, if you have the integrity, if you want to roll up your sleeves and get to where you want to be, there's nothing saying that you can't. The only person that's standing in your way is yourself. In the few months that I've done this, in the time that I've talked with e-celebs, in the time that I've talked with IRL celebs, they've all said the exact same thing. You have to have a dedication. You have to have a passion. There must be a commitment to what you want to do. And there are people out there that want to hear what you have to say. You just have to take that amount of faith, push it forward, and do what you feel like you need to do. Well, unless that's like, you know, a school book depository shooting, you know, you might want to.
I did like what I walked back into, man. I was feeling really good until you started advising people about sniping or the lack thereof. Let's just back it up. Let's back it up, Doc. You were doing great. Let's just back it up before the sniping thing. Don't even bring it up.
Well, sniping is bad, okay?
Yeah, we don't. That'll be like the third shooting I've been in proximity to people being blamed for. I don't want to go through that again. Seemed to bother all of my, like, literally every other fucking show that I was on. They were like, "You're the reason for school shootings." I went on the Kumite. They're like, "You're the reason for school shootings." Went on fucking Warski Live. Now he's the reason for school shootings. Now you're out here fucking telling people to take bell power shots. Don't put that evil on me, DocGriffon. Thank you for having me back.
I shall not. and I am up to the next set of questions, brother. So if you're ready, I'm ready to drop in.
Yeah, let's let the healing begin, dude. Let's get deep. Let's get so fucking deep only the whale can relate. Do you know why the whale went into the ocean, by the way? Do you know why one of the reasons the whale had to backwardly evolve his ass back into the ocean to become larger while everything else was moving on the land and becoming smaller? Because his thoughts are so deep, only the ocean can relate to him. And that's the kind of thoughts we're going to think here to get entangled on the DocGriffon Johnny Mac Hour.
God damn it. And I curse Streamlabs for me being a boomer. But I will swear to you guys right now, if you actually did throw something in, I'm certainly appreciative of it. And when we get to the next show, I promise I will find out how to figure out how to read that shit. And I will give you props.
You could just
the show.
You fucking send me the fucking money. I'll just open up my Streamlabs right now. Fuck yeah.
And honestly, Gulf City Streamlabs are in the description, and I want them to continue. So if you guys want to throw some ducats, please do so. Cody Cronauer asks, John, what's your favorite saga in Dragon Ball?
Okay, I'm gonna assume you meant Z.
I don't know.
For the longest time, my favorite saga, it's changed. It's changed over the years. Originally, my favorite saga growing up was the Frieza saga. As I got a little older, I didn't watch the Saiyan saga for a while, and I went back and watched that again. They kind of had some charm to it. Overall, those androids / Cell, the androids in Cell, I liked that because it was on Earth. But I also liked all that fucking secret spy manhunter shit on Namek with the Frieza saga. So I don't know, man. That's a hard question. Cell, because at least that fucking fight ended. It progressed until it ended instead of being like 30 episodes later. 4 minutes now, cocksucker. Yeah, fuck that.
Oh shit, that killed me. I had a nice big bag of Afghani, and I tried to watch that Cell fight, and we got through the first week of it on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, gay space Hitler can't tell time for shit.
Holy fuck. You are correct, sir. Zach Lomby asks, it's almost Independence Day. Why are you glad to live in the United States of America, the greatest country on the planet?
Well, that's a goddamn good question. I got a goddamn good answer for that. Because America is the greatest fucking country on the planet. And I'm excited to be alive right now, man, because for years, DocGriffon, we haven't been able to speak the truth in public. We have been labeled as terrible things for speaking just the truth in public. I'm not even talking about like people that are like 1488 truth. I just mean regular truth. Regular normal people's truths, dude. Like middle class, just truth. Like criminals need to fucking go to jail. How about you don't fucking start shit with the cops? Regular truths. And now I'm watching the fucking tide turn. I'm watching that pendulum swing that we've all been like, okay, it swung back after the fucking hippies and we had the 80s and we were able to be Republicans again. And God damn it, it's coming back. And I'm excited. That's why I'm glad to be here on this Independence Day with Trump as our president, hand in hand with my American brethren and sisters, drinking fucking beers, blowing fucking shit up, doing the traditional American 4th of July shit, and showing everybody who ever fucking said that we don't have a culture, that we do have a culture, and it fucking involves explosives. So watch your ass next time you open your mouth talking about America. Thank you. Good question.
Very nice answer, too. Cult of Krill asks, Tonka was a cameo? Which fucking episode?
Tonka,
I don't know which episode, but I do know, yes, he did do a cameo where oh shit,
the AM Bloodsport. He was episode 9
on the Mina made the comment of, I love this show.
And it was also later she made the comment it was the longest stream she's ever heard because the whole episode goes by and Tonka's just wrapping the show up. Now we're gonna read some signs.
Yeah, there's this
boy, don't play that shit on the AM Bloodsport.
Yeah, there's this guy named Seesaw who just keeps jawing in the chat, but I'm gonna ignore him.
Oh, is there wild Seesaw in the chat? It is the truth. Wild Seesaw. As long as he is saying it is truth, and I agree with that. It is truth. Frieza is a strong contender, man. I think at this point it's Cell because I don't want to sit through Frieza's bullshit. But for like years and years, it was Frieza. You are not wrong. But I cannot sit through fucking 30 episodes of 5 fucking minutes no more, man. I watched the last 3 episodes of Frieza Saga. That's cool. Gets cut in half.
And honestly, if you can't finish a fight before I kill an ounce, then you've lost me.
I'll tell you what we did prove out here tonight, DocGriffon. That AP the Frog is more fucking popular than Teen Gohan. The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie, DocGriffon. And you can tell Kyle has said that.
They do not. They do not. I cannot dispute.
They got me out here fucking shooting on Kyle Hebert and shit, man. That dude could help me get a job, dude. And I'm out here fucking up. Stop it, Kyle. I'm playing around, dude. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to be funny. These jokes, dude.
He is a total sweetheart too. As a matter of fact, I don't know if many people know this. I got to know him because a buddy of mine.
I'll move to Dallas, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'll fucking just give me a call, man. Give me a job.
Well, a buddy of mine started a wrestling fed in Indiana, and he wanted to make some custom belts that had Dragon Balls on it and had kind of a Dragon Ball Z theme. So I helped him with that, and he showed them to Kyle. Kyle actually came on and called one of the shows for him.
Oh yeah, in a voice.
Yeah, well,
wow, that's.
I mean, in his voice, but okay. Yeah, I mean,
that'd been a tall order to be like, okay, do Ox King.
Oh, dude, it was sweet. He actually.
It is the power boom. It's still fucking Macho Man. Yeah, see.
Well, that's why I had him do the all hell blue whale in Ox King. Churchy Biscuit asks, when are we going to see a Seesaw versus Scrub cage match?
What the fuck are you asking me?
Yeah, I don't have any idea. There's a question mark there, so I read it.
Churchy, my man, I nothing but love for you, but I don't fucking know the answer to that question. I mean, next time Scrub gets in trouble and Tonka got to beat his son, there you go. How about that? You cashed him outside.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to happen.
Scrub's got that staff now, man. He might be too old for Tonka just to be fucking putting hands on. But then again, a father may never be too old to put or have a son too old to put hands on. You never know. They'll find out in the cage, won't you? You have to find out at SummerSlam. That's your answer.
Yeah, and if it's Steiner Scrub that shows up, I don't know, man.
Oh man, no. See, yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Okay, let's see here.
Fucking Chico this and Chico that.
666 Rivers says, we've long suspected Vishnu is the long-lost twin brother of Abby, the resident Indian contortionist from Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles. Can you confirm?
No, but I cannot confirm nor deny any relations to Dulcian.
Well, now I do have to ask, as you're sitting back and you're chilling, what type of movies do you like to watch? What are your favorite top 3?
Oh, of all time, Natural Born Killers is in there. Honestly, Jurassic Park is in there. Because God, I watched that in theater like 8 times, dude. Fucking that shit was. No, I live close to a dollar theater though, so take it with a grain of salt. And
you are blowing my mind that there hasn't been a Scorsese picture mentioned.
I'm trying to go back and forth between Casino and Goodfellas right now. I'm gonna come down on the side of Goodfellas.
Yeah, I tell you what. It's funny.
I want De Niro as far away chronologically from the dipshit who just went and yelled "fuck the president" on stage. So yeah. Goodfellas.
Well, I have to share this that during the cocaine scene, not that I've ever done any blow, but that made me incredibly uncomfortable because of how realistically it was shot and edited.
Oh, for in Goodfellas when Henry's snorting up all the blow.
Yeah. That just made my heart go a little thumpity thump.
Me too. It made me want some fucking blow. Fuck yeah. What are the questions? Y'all should be digging in with some of these fucking questions. Ask me some shit I would never answer like any other time, dude.
Wait a minute.
I don't give a fuck. I'll say it.
Scrub says, I'm playing 2 characters. How does this work? Steiner math?
2 times 2 equals Steiner, sir. So what you have to do is you and your staff are 2. You have to multiply that times 2, and then you could be Skriner,
Dude.
Scrub Steiner.
Dude,
Chico.
Steiner produces math on a level that even Einstein can't understand.
Yeah, there's physics involved in what you're asking, dude. There's letters in that math, dude. You're asking a whole lot of a motherfucker who smoked like an eighth of just really good shit.
Taco Stancia says, Scrub, I can forgive you if you can do a parody of V to Kiss Me. What the hell does that have to do with tonight?
Nobody does V like me. Scrub will never do V as well as I do. You just give it up right there, Scrub. Come on, mate. You'll never do the V like me. Hello.
And Red and Only, I do apologize. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any questions. Seesaw has a question. What is the one voice you wish you could do and cannot do?
Scrub. Scrub.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do a Scrub voice. Can't do it. He's like the Invisible Man of voice acting. He's a blank slate. He's like Alucard when he's done level 0. Like I don't know how else to put it. I just can't do Scrub's voice. No, what voice can I do? Bugs Bunny. Can't do Bugs Bunny. I'm embarrassingly bad at Bugs Bunny. That's the truth to that question.
Okay, well, let's set this up then. You get an interview to go in and perform for the one and only Andrea Romano.
Scrub. Oh. Andrea Romano, eh?
Yes. Now, I know you know who she is.
No, I don't know the fuck you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, you got the whole DC lineup in front of you. She says, pick.
Oh, that chick fucking all right. All right.
Pick which character you would like to do. Who would you do? Who would you try out with?
Fucking Batman.
Wow.
Because think about it. You can't lose.
I don't know. I would be too overwhelmed at that point. I don't think I could do anything but some weird side character.
It's easy to do Batman. Convincing Batmans aren't hard. You just can fear nothing.
Okay, well, let's do this then. I'll play Commissioner Gordon. Batman, I put up the bat signal because we were taking a look and we think that the Joker has come into the city again and he's got a whole canister of Smilex. What can we do?
I'm Batman.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Got the part. The Beer Barian asks, what's your favorite piece of musical theater?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors, 1980, in motion picture, theater translated to motion picture. Little Shop of Horrors. To watch live, fucking Laser Floyd. Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude, every time I've ever tried out for community theater,
do some fucking drugs to watch fucking Laser Floyd.
Every time I've tried out for community theater, I've always done Grow For Me. And
well, I'd be interested to hear that one of these days.
And I always sing to my dick anytime I'm doing Grow For Me.
That puts the passion into it, man. And it's kind of shaped like an Audrey too, as well. At that age, when it's just got the little yeah. All right, so now I know what your dick looks like. Go next question. Good question, Beer Barian. Good question. Little Shop of Horrors was the answer. Yeah.
Where did the term CHB originate? From an individual or just in general?
That is an interesting story. You've asked a good fucking question. Let me take a sip of my coffee here.
Well, that's all about Cody Cronauer.
We made some videos back in the day that we put on YouTube that never went anywhere, and they're not there anymore. Don't even search. I mean, whole channels are gone. They're gone. But there was a piece of one of those where there was a character who was they were doing a Christmas cooking show, And he just had a line where he was like, "That's the problem with these common household bitches out here these days." And this was like 2006. So, and we wrote it, you know what I mean? But it was that's where it originally comes from. Is that line the first time we heard it? Like when you legit laugh your ass off, you're like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be a bit." One day, just put it in your back pocket. And eventually, 12 years later in 2018, everybody knows what the common household bitch is. Now we had to be more specific on the common household bitch because 12 years of learning and a divorce and all that shit had gone down. Different, you become a man. When we first discovered common household bitches, we were but boys, and Ghastly was alive. Oh wait, we're outside of kayfabe. But now we are men, and we've got this down to a science, and that's when the CHB video came into play. But yeah, that's an old fucking joke, dude. Like an old fucking joke around us.
Well, I have to respond to this. Yes, Scrub, I do a Stan Lee impersonation. I've met the gentleman, and he is an amazing guy. As a real quick story, he was at a convention that I was.
I molested my nurse.
He was at a convention that I was at, and literally he spent so much time.
Touch my penis.
He spent so much time with all of the people who came up to him, and this is like 20 years ago, right? But anytime somebody would bring him something up, like I brought up Fantastic Four issue number 24 with that was the first appearance of the Frightful Four, and he took it and he's like,
"You know what? I remember when I wrote this, and this was an amazing story. I remember me and Jack Kirby."
And he went off for like 10 or 15 minutes, and it was brilliant. And I felt bad because I stood around listening to this story for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, okay, thank you, Stan. And I went over, I had interviewed a guy named Matt Wagner who created Mage and Grendel. His table was right next to Stan Lee's. And I had already interviewed him during the day. And I was sitting there just laying back, listening to Stan Lee telling all these fucking stories because they were amazing. Everybody, even if you came to him with the same book 3 times in a row, he had a different story for each person. And so I sat back and I was sitting there watching, and Matt was like, hey, the seat's empty. Come on over. And so I went and sat down with Matt Wagner, and we both sat there and watched Stan Lee tell stories for like 2 hours. Just an amazing guy.
Right
I know he's not that much now, but God damn, man, 20 years ago, that gentleman was a font of information, just colorful and fantastic. Now let's get back to what the chat is actually talking about.
Yeah, I got about 5 minutes before I have to bounce. Unfortunately,
redacted username is asking you, what is your best Saturday morning cartoon? What?
Ooh, Transformers, original Transformers, the best.
Well, because
G.I. Joe came on in the afternoon.
Well, because technically they are more than meets the eye.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Optimus Prime, just space battles and just themes for a cartoon that was way too fucking young to even try to understand. Like Galvatron's eating fucking planets and shit. Fuck yeah. Fucking why the fuck would fucking Starscream have a fucking crown? Fucking Megatron didn't have a fucking crown. He had to come back and fuck him up, dude. You can't put a fucking crown on. This ain't a monarchy. This is fucking space Hitler. Fuck yeah. Okay, he had to fucking shoot him.
Well, and when Starscream died, he actually was.
Why do I keep saying that
shit? Commander.
Fuck yeah, shit's gotta fucking stop. Stops right now.
Okay, Cody, I don't know if you're asking this of me or if you're asking this of John, but what's your rank in Space Force?
I'm Space Force Commander.
Retreat!
I got everything I need to be a commander.
Yeah,
Boom.
Because personally, I'm just a field medic.
Fuck.
I'm a doctor. I do what I can. Red and only asks, You a man now?
I am a man now. Thank you for asking.
Oh, I'm gonna try to burn through these, brother.
Yeah, fucking quick shot him at me, dude. Fucking do this shit.
Outside of Gulf City, the Kumite, and Jim, who are some of your favorite YouTubers?
Let me go to my subscriptions. Candy 2018 is my favorite YouTuber to watch after all the bullshit's done. Like I love watching her Saturday night stream. She's so happy and just chill, and she'll sing fucking Whitney Houston to you. Head shape fucking Melissa Best was pretty good for a while. Why did YouTube has signed me out? It does that random thing where now it's just signing you out while it updates, and I gotta sign my shit back in, and then I can tell you.
Okay, well,
it's kind of an on the spot question, dude. Like, who do I don't fucking know? Fucking Vamp Candy and fucking Cog and the Sinutras and you know the cunt stream. I used to like Joe Rogan a lot more before I knew so much about him. Watchbox, you know, is good if you just want to catch some fucking right wing propaganda. Fuck yeah. Gross God Magoo, Ralph Retort, like watching Ralph. Tom P. Fucking still like to watch Tom P. But yeah, just the people I know, man. Outside of the group of people that we know, I got a weird fucking. I used to watch a lot more outside YouTube than I do now. At this point, I'm like, if I don't know you, it's hard for me to watch unless I'm watching shit that happened in the world, like Antifa shit, like Gutenberg's channel. If he's got some Antifa action, I'll watch that shit. Durst the worst. Daniel Durst, I like watching his shit. Black Pigeon Speaks, Miss Misa, I rate fucking people we fucking know. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. That was a long way around saying, oh, I don't really watch people I don't know anymore.
Well, and
the Savage Beard Barian. Beardy, I'm sorry, man. I spent so much time talking to you. You were on the front of my mind. I was combing the back of my mind for motherfuckers. They said outside of the circle. You're like the dot in the middle of the circle. You're the hole in my dick, Beardy. That's how close we are.
So he makes a vast difference in your life.
Yes, he makes a vast difference in my life. I fucking got that joke. That's fucking ball tubes.
Now, you mentioned you guys have been saying all hail Blue Whale for years. Was the context the same as in Gulf City's Al-Azim?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Al-Hud Al-Azim saved us first, so we could bring his message to the rest of you. Al-Hud Al-Azim, look, man, we all come to the conclusion one day, and this is I gotta go right after this. I'm fucking gonna be knocking at my fucking door out there, fucking weed and shit. But we all one day realized that Santa Claus ain't real. And we realized this whole fucking Judeo-Christian God thing that we've been fucking taught is probably bullshit. Then you're left with a life that doesn't have a fucking spiritual slice to the pie of life. You got no spirituality. You're all fucked in the fucking head. So you know what? What are you fucking pussy? Or are you a fucking warrior? Well, what would a warrior fucking worship? The biggest, largest, strongest creature on the fucking planet. Is it real? You bet your ass it's real. You know how it's real? I know it's real because we're going to go out there. We're going to get on a fucking barge. Me and the fucking whale gang out in the fucking chat one of these days. We're going to fly the fuck out there. We're going to go on a fucking barge. We're going to go hail the whale in person. We can touch our fucking God. Plus, our God's got the biggest fucking dick on the planet, and it makes the most fucking cum on the fucking planet. 40 gallons of fucking cum every time that motherfucker comes. That's why the ocean's salty. You could thank him for that, too. And when you get into more of how great the blue whale is, you'll understand, how it's something fucking to it. So something to it. So something. Why is blue whale so big? Why did it go from being small to being big and crawling into the ocean when everything else crawled out of the ocean and got all fucking small and stupid? Why is this fucking brain so fucking big? And it speaks, you can hear it from 1,400 fucking miles away. God damn it, that's loud. That's loud as fuck. That's louder than I'm being right now. All hail blue whale. The whale is very real, my friend. And the message has always been the same since the very beginning. Even though in the very beginning, Ghastly had fucked up the fucking message. But the whale straightened him out, took him down to the bottom of the ocean, slapped him around a little bit. Now he knows all human lives must be entangled. No more fucking killing each other out there.
Well, and the one thing that I want to finish up on to close the promo, because if you're dealing with Mean Gene, he's got to wrap it all up.
That wasn't a promo. I was shooting straight up, dude. Fucking all hell blue whale. I'll tell you that shit on the street.
Let me just be able to give you closure on this, because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to hear the answer to this. What's your answer to the people who want to do what you do and how they can get that achieved?
Be your own biggest fan. We already hit on it. Be your own biggest fan. Be willing to hype yourself more than anyone else is going to fucking hype you. You got to be willing. People can look you right in the fucking eye and tell you ain't going to fucking make it. You ain't shit. Blah, blah, kick sand in your fucking face day after day after fucking day. If you're passionate enough about something, you can do it if you're your own biggest fucking fan. You got to have a source of pride that comes from you, not from other people. That shit will run out. You're drawing your pride from the environment, from how many people are going to fucking hype you up around you. Fuck that. Even if you have no little bit of that right now, and you want something, you don't have to be a fucking cartoonist or a voice actor or whatever. You want to be a fucking businessman. You want to be a fucking shrimp fisherman. I don't give a fuck what you do. But feel that little spark of what you want to do right there in your fucking center. That's pride. Feel that shit. Grow that shit. Nurture it from you, not from other places. Then you stand for something. Then you don't have to rely on other people's fucking lies, and the whole fucking world becomes a lot fucking clearer, and you will have every bit of motivation and confidence you need to achieve whatever goal you have, my friends. Fright power, motherfuckers.
And on that note, can we get some fright power in the chat, please? I will go ahead and wrap this up. Of course, I will refer you back to the description. If you're looking to support or to at least be a follower, throw some thumbs up. All of the Golf City channels are linked in the bottom. Their Streamlabs, their Patreon, their Discord, and their Maker support is also available. Please do make sure, if you like the content, if you like what they're doing, if you love what they're doing, then you have no excuse. And of course, tomorrow, Golf City Live will be live. And you need to show up, throw some all hell blue whales, throw some fright power, because that's what's important. I can tell you, as a content creator, as a small fish in a very big pond, that it really does reflect well. It strengthens the soul. It boosts the morality when people show up, and when they hit that like button, Steve Blackman style, and of course, when you support them in any way that you can. I'm not saying that you do have to spend money you don't have, but if they're giving you pleasure, if they are giving you the entertainment that you feel that you deserve, at the very least, spread the word. Be Paul Revere. Go from town to town and tell people about Golf City. Now, as far as it goes, coming up, next week, if you'd like to join us, once again, it's a shift. I will be having in, if you are wrestling fans, you're really going to love the show. We will be having in, if you're an old school wrestler, he's legendary. We're going to be bringing in Bobby Fulton. We're also going to be having his son on at the same time, who's also in the business working. And that's Dylan Hines. The next week after that, we're going to have Cognitive Thought on. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but we're going to have a good time doing it. If you guys enjoyed what you heard tonight, please do make sure, leave some thumbs up. And of course, we certainly appreciate your time. We appreciate your effort. And if you have anything else that you guys would like to link, that's why I make sure and wrench everybody, because share what you are passionate about. If you don't, nobody else will. So become passionate, become committed, put in the effort. And I'm sure that when your diagnosis comes up, it's going to be a positive thing. Thank you, John, very much for joining us. Thank you, chat, for joining us. Please do have a wonderful rest of your evening. And the doctor's window is closed.